Texas Motorplex has been the site of many magical moments in NHRA drag racing. Friday night, it was the scene for one of the most terrifying, as Kenny Koretsky T-boned an out-of-control Bruce Allen. Miraculously, both drivers will be okay, not a single broken bone. For those who were able to keep it straight down the quarter mile, Ron Capps took his first funny car pole in 5 years with a career-best 4:69. And Doug Herbert laid down a 4.44-second blast to take his first Top Fuel pole in 3 years. ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, presents exclusive coverage of the $50 million NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series. Today, the quest for the championships continues from the Texas Motorplex in Ennis, just south of Dallas, with the 20th edition of the O'Reilly Fall Nationals. And glad that you're with us. Final preparation, some welding going on in one of the pits, and that's the oil pan. There's a couple of potential spoilers, Del Worsham and Phil Burkhardt in the Funny Car Championship, and a wheelie bar adjustment for Doug Herbert's Top Fuel dragster. Let's get you caught up on the weather conditions for today. It's perfect.
Right now it is perfect, but it's going to warm up. But 66 degrees, low humidity, 51 water grains, 53% on the humidity side, 84-degree track temperature, and the density altitude, when you factor in pressure, air, and humidity, heat and humidity, it's about 1,400 feet above sea level.
You mentioned pressure weather-wise. Let's talk pressure racing-wise. Dave Reef, you're up.
And it all starts with Gary Scelzi in the Funny Car Championship chase. This a team, this a driver that hasn't won in 5 races yet. They've been able to string enough rounds together that they have now led the points for 3 consecutive races today. The good news for Gary Scelzi, he doesn't race a teammate potentially until the semifinals. The bad news, the spoilers you just talked about, and it starts with Phil Burkhardt. In the last 8 races, he has raced a top 5 car 10 times, punched him out half the time. One step above that, should Gary Scelzi get lucky, it's Tony Pedregon, it's Del Worsham. You know those guys can stand up. Believe me, Gary Scelzi, Mike Neff, this entire team knows exactly what's at stake today. They want to avoid the spoiler, go the distance, because if they end up here, they'll be one step closer to joining Kenny Bernstein as the only driver to win championships in both Nitro categories.
When you look at some of the numbers, you wonder how in the world has John Force managed to stay in the thick of this championship funny car battle. 9 times this year he's been knocked out in the first round. He hasn't won in over 4 months. The last victory, Topeka, the end of May. Today in the first round of eliminations, he's got Tommy Johnson Jr. And if he gets by him, he goes up against his teammate, quite possibly, Eric Medlin. In fact, all 3 of the Force drivers are on the same side of the ladder on this day. So clearly the pressure is mounting. 3 races to go. And the stage has been set for some serious drama in this funny car chase.
Thanks, Gary. You can hear the sound of the Top Fuel cars after the burnouts. We're going down trackside in just a moment, but let's shift gears, talk still about this Funny Car Championship, because Ron Capps really has the best side of the ladder going for him.
Yeah, but one of the keys is, even though he's #1 qualifier with that great 469, when you add up the points for the full throttle points, qualifying points, which also measures consistency, he is only 9th. So they got to be concerned about that performance and consistency, and along with the track conditions they're going to be seeing in this first round.
All right, let's talk about Top Fuel, because they're on the starting line right now. Here's our ladder presented by Lucas Oil. Doug Herbert, first pole, as we told you, in 3 years. There's Doug Coletta and Corey Mack, a great matchup coming to the line right now. Over on the other side, the arrow, as always, indicates who has the lane choice. Another good, strong matchup, Larry Dixon and Scott Coletta. Tony Schumacher, the #3 qualifier, had his string snapped at 6 poles in a row by Doug Herbert. Corey Mack will be in the right lane. Doug Coletta will be over in the left lane. Doug won here in 2002 over Corey McLenathan at this very track. Corey has won at this race 3 times. That's the most for any current Top Fuel driver.
They're your #8 and 9 qualifiers, and very similar through qualifying. I mean, they made some decent runs, but also saw some tire smoke from them and some engine problems. So, you know, the key is, I mean, this is pretty much 2 very good cars right now, but both of them need to get down the racetrack.
Saw the tire smoke for Corey Mack, and Doug rips off a 450 flat. That's better than he did in qualifying. 328 miles an hour. Conrad says, yeah, we'll take that for first round.
That's a very good run. And the key was yesterday in qualifying in the first session, they burned the engine up. They changed fuel pumps and everything and came back and ran yesterday's session and only ran it down to half track to make sure everything was right. It looked very good. And I'll tell you what, it ran pretty close to the exact numbers to half track that it did yesterday, except Doug Coletta, it's race day. He's taking it to the finish line and makes a nice pass to get him into the second round.
And as you take a look at the top fuel points, since his back-to-back wins at Sonoma and Brainerd, Doug has now just recorded 3-round wins. That's why Doug is now dropped to third in the championship chase. For Tony Schumacher, he has to score 72 more points than Larry Dixon today in order to clinch the championship. That means he's basically going to have to go win the event, and Larry and Doug would both have to go out in first round. Doug has already advanced, so it's impossible mathematically for Tony to clinch today. So that brings us back to the starting line, and already we're going to get number 2 in the points. There's Scott Coletta. There's number 2 in the points, Larry Dixon. Racetrack for Scott Coletta over the years. He's been to 5 finals here at Dallas. He won the event in 1995, beating Blaine Johnson. For Larry Dixon, he won here in 2001, beating Doug Coletta.
Larry Dixon comes in this first round being very uncharacteristic. You see only 3 runs up there in qualifying because the first session, they actually broke a blower belt at the hit of the throttle. And in the third session, they had some pretty serious engine damage. They even got an oil down penalty, which does not happen very often for that team. Seems like they got it all together in the final session. At least they hope so for now, because I think the track is there to run a decent numbers we saw with Doug Coletta right in front of him.
Dave Reed.
Looking forward to next year in the debut of Top Fuel for Hillary Wilsh, who's been doing a lot of testing in the car that Scott Coletta is driving right now. Had some interesting passes most recently. Cars that actually got away from her just a little bit, grazed the wall on one side, took out the cones on the other. Talked to Jim Oberhofer about that and says that's actually a little bit of his fault. He's taking her in her 3rd and 4th and 5th passes down the racetrack and trying to put her in a 450 race car. He says the key for them is just to continue to get her laps. He will try to calm it down to make sure she gets the required amount of runs and gets more comfortable inside of this race car.
Larry Dixon takes the win light, 4.58 seconds, 320 miles an hour. And as Scott Coletta looks over this past year, this will be the one thing that will jump out at him. This is his 11th first-round loss this year. And, oh, it looks like Larry may have hurt the car. He stops it out on the track. He did get charged with his first oil down yesterday. They had 131 consecutive clean passes. He's still got 5 in the bank, and there you can see some flames still shooting out of the car, so they may have hurt this machine again.
That's not like Dick LaHaye and that team. They probably have some, obviously problems with the tune, not the tune-up, but actually a mechanical problem would be my guess, because like we saw with Doug Coletta, they had a fuel delivery system problem. Could be the same thing with Larry Dixon, because they do not burn this car up very often. But you can see right when he goes in the lights, a little bit of smoke out of the exhaust. There it is, carrying the wheels. That's a standard Dick LaHaye and Larry Dixon launch right there. You see, boy, Larry's really working the wheel in there, keeping that thing. Look at that thing move around there, and he is just working. I mean, almost like a funny car in there driving that top fueler, but he gets it down the track and into the second round.
Let's go to Gary.
And of course with Doug Coletta, Doug, a brilliant 450 to start this day in the sunshine and an increasing temperature. What do you think you found from yesterday, because you had some concerns early in the day?
Yeah, we think we had something with the fuel system. The thing was going out there and burning itself up. We did that twice in a row, but Ron, the whole Mac Tools team, we worked on this thing, and we've got something straightened out for at least the first round. We'll see if we can keep it going.
Very encouraging way to start eliminations.
And we can't tell you Larry Dixon was charged with oil. Let's talk about what's going to happen in 2 weeks when we go to Las Vegas for the AC Delco Nationals. We'll have the Budweiser Shootout and qualifying for you Saturday, October 22nd at 10 Eastern. NHRA Today on Sunday morning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And then final eliminations, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. All of it on ESPN2 and ESPN2 HD, the exclusive home of the NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series. And as we come back trackside, we get ready now for Morgan Lucas. He'll be in the left lane, the number 6 qualifier against number 11 qualifier Jack Beckman. If you were not with us for NHRA today, Forrest Lucas having a medical procedure. Young Morgan didn't even know until after qualifying yesterday. We send our best to Forrest as he is recuperating. Morgan covers it easily, 4.54 the elapsed time. You saw Jack Beckman, he got out of the groove, and we've seen that happen a lot here. Once you're out of the groove, you're basically out of the race.
Well, yeah, especially in here with all concrete racetrack, it does tend to get a little bit loose, and that's exactly what happened with Jack Beckman, left side of your screen. He had a good number. He was right there for about 300 feet, but you see the car just start to actually start hazing the tires and maybe put one tire out of the groove a little bit. But I'll tell you what, Morgan Lucas struggled in qualifying, only made one run down the racetrack, but comes out and makes a nice pass to get him in the second round.
So as he coasts on out to the far end of the racetrack, we've got a lot more coming your way in Top Fuel. Doug Herbert, your number 1 qualifier. Brandon Bernstein. Tony Schumacher had his streak snapped at 6 in a row. Stay with us.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts at better prices every day. And Wendy's. Don't compromise. Personalize. Do a Wendy's hamburger. Do what tastes right.
Fans here at the Texas Motorplex in Ennis, just south of Dallas. As we get ready for our next pair, it'll be Melanie Troxel over in the left lane, the number 2 qualifier, career best 445, 330 miles an hour. Scott Wise will be over in the right lane. Let's take you back to 2000 because Melanie made her only professional final here at this very track.
She's got to be loving this racetrack. In the final with Corey Mack, she goes up in smoke, but had been running very good all day long, and got to that final round. She'd love nothing more than be able to do that again today and maybe just go one little bit further and get that Wally.
Oh, I just know she hasn't aged a bit, sort of like you. You haven't aged at all. You're looking good.
How come you're sucking up, Marty?
I don't know. I need to make dinner still for tonight. Here we go. Melanie covers the quarter mile, 4.59 the elapsed time. Scott Wise, you saw him hurt the motor right before the finish line, 4.77 his elapsed time.
Wow, Melanie was dead late off the starting line. She had a 2:38 reaction time. Scott Wise didn't have a very good light either, but still had about a 1/10 of a second advantage off him. But luckily for Melanie, Richard Hogan, that Alan Johnson tune-up, was able to drive around the other end when Scott Wise started running into some problems down track.
And as you take a look at the run, we'll send it to the far end of the racetrack. Gary is with Morgan Lucas.
Morgan, you only got down the track one time in qualifying. When you come out in the first round of eliminations and get a 454, how much does that give you a lift?
We're sandbagging. No, you know what? Just my team. They don't quit. They don't let up. You know, we got 3 races left in here. We just announced that the team is sold to Doug Davenport, who's actually here, and they still don't quit. They just want to keep working, take pride in everything that they do, and for Lucas Oil and everybody, Powerade, fuelforthefight.com. Try to check it out. And I'm just proud. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to go rounds, and especially I was a little nervous after not only going down one time. It's getting there, and the car's going to be just fine today. I'm not worried about it at all.
Thanks a lot.
All right, thanks, Gary. It's time now for our AmeriQuest Mortgage Company NHRA specs. Let's talk about the Motorplex.
Hey, it opened here in 1986. The surface is concrete, and with concrete launch pad, we normally talk about that. It's normally 660 feet here. Obviously, it goes all the way to the finish line, 1,320 feet. Actual elevation is 500 feet above sea level. And that opening year, 1986, low ET and top speed for Top Fuel drivers was a 526 at 278. 20 years later, how about that? 444 at over 332 miles per hour.
What a few years do to the lap times and speeds. Looking back from the far end of the racetrack, that's Doug Herbert over in the right side of your screen. Driver's left, Bill Ancona will be his opponent. But first, let's check in again with Gary.
Melanie, a 238 light. You feel like you dodged a big bullet right there?
Oh, boy, huge. I'm not quite sure what happened up there, but I made a big mistake. I pre-staged and staged at the same time. Tried to get it on the high side off the clutch as fast as I could, but again, I don't quite know what I did different there, but definitely my fault. So that's a huge bullet we've dodged. The guys gave me a great car to drive this weekend. The School Gear car obviously covered for me right there, and I can't thank the guys enough.
Remember, we're talking about the fastest and quickest woman now in NHRA history after her great qualifying run this weekend.
but she will not have lane choice against Larry Dixon in second round. He gets that by 1/100. There is Doug Herbert. Let's get an update from Dave Reed.
A lot of crew chiefs out on a morning walk up the quarter mile this morning, not for exercise, actually to take a look at the track. In addition to this being a narrow groove facility, a lot of concern from crew chiefs that point to the fact that at the 660 mark, when they started to re-groove this racetrack, the right side has more grooves in it. The contact patch isn't as good as there. They say it will be a factor by the end of the day.
Didn't seem to be a problem right there. Doug goes 4.55 seconds. They made the transition smoothly. A 4:77 for Bill Ancona. That's the best he ran all weekend.
Yeah, and still came up short because Doug Herbert and Wayne Dupuy are doing a great job right now. I'm sure that's the number they were looking for. Just wanted to play it safe, get it right down the middle of the racetrack. 4:55. Bill Ancona almost got the wall there right at the finish line. One more time looking at Doug Herbert. This is a nice run. Just what you want to do on race day. Don't beat yourself. Get the thing down the racetrack. This car is a 440 car. Back her down because it's a little bit hotter out there. You know, Bill Ancona hasn't ran anywhere close to a 4:55. You run the number, you should win, and that's exactly what happened.
And there is Doug. Made it to semifinals 5 of the last 6 races. That gives you an idea how good that team's been performing. Speaking of another good team, there is the man who had 6 in a row on pole until Doug took it away from him here this week. He'll be in the left lane up against Mitch King. Tony closing in towards another championship. Total domination. That's the only way to describe Tony Schumacher's performance in Chicago last weekend. Schumacher ran the table, earning the most points possible for the event, widening his lead in the Top Fuel Championship chase. Is this Army of One the best of all time? And Mike Dunn, I'll put that question to you. We talked about it on NHRA today.
It's definitely one of the best, but it's hard to say who's the best. I mean, there's been so many good ones over the years. You got to go back with Larry Dixon, Dick LaHaye when they won their 2 Powerade championships, and Joe Amato and Tim Richards was an awfully good team. But you know, but as you look at the numbers at the end of the year right now, Tony Schumacher last year is awfully strong, and right now they're doing the same thing. And the key is they make a lot of horsepower. So when you get in good track conditions and it's cool, then obviously they've got the horsepower to run the big numbers.
And you can see he's already won 2 of the last 5 races with this one and 2 more yet to come at Las Vegas and Pomona. Don Schumacher looking on.
See the crew member there adjusting the wheelie bar. That's very critical because they use that to help the tune-up to get the tire up after it launches.
Never in doubt. Oh, look at the number. 4.48 seconds, 3:31. When the air is cool, crisp, clean, look out for the Army of One. So as he coasts on out at the far end of the racetrack, we have got to take a commercial break. We'll talk to that man right there, Doug Herbert. Take another look at the run as we head towards a brief pause in the action here at Texas Motorplex. And the fly.
You can go hard or go home. Watch TV. You got a choice to make. So what's it gonna be? You got a choice to make. If you really want it, you can go hard or go home. You can work real hard. You got a choice to make. Don't stop. Go hard or go home. Give it all you got. You got a choice to make. Do you really want it? You can go hard or go home. Watch TV. You got a choice to make. Go hard or go home.
And we're back here at the Texas Motorplex as we're getting ready for Rod Fuller and Dave Grubnick. But quickly, let's go to the far end.
Doug Herbert, we've talked about how this team is escalating its program event by event. How much confidence are you bringing to the table, particularly after you get a good solid pass at 55?
You know, the thing is, when you got to go up there first round, you got to go down the track. And first round is so tough because you got all night to worry about it and think about it. To go down the track, run 4:55, we're going to be good. We lost lane choice, but you know what? Snap-on car, I think we can go down either lane. So we're happy to be there. Wayne and everybody's doing an awesome job on this car.
That's going to be a great second-round matchup. He's got Doug Galetta.
As we get ready now for Rod Fuller and David Grubnick, two guys that picked up their first NHRA national event wins this season, of course. Grubnick winning at Topeka, Fuller winning at Memphis. And you could see from the onboard, David was never in this one. A 4:58 elapsed time for Lee Beard and Rod Fuller, 316 miles an hour. And that's Grubnick's only fourth first-round loss this year, but they've been struggling as of late. And as of right now, talking about that Budweiser shootout, he's the defending winner, and he's not even qualified for it yet. He's going to have to get in by the draw.
Yeah, David Grubnick just struggled all weekend long. You saw as soon as he hit the throttle, it just had a cylinder out. He went out there and probably shook the tires, backpedaled, and it looked like he put out a couple more on the whole right side. It just didn't run. You can see there had two of them out there, and at that point, he knew that Hot Rod Fuller was going to get the win, and all he could do was watch.
And as he coasts on out, let's shift gears to funny car. Dave Reef.
Standing by with Gary Scelzi, who's located immediately behind Robert Hight, the man you see right there. One of the guys he's trying to keep in his rearview mirror here when it comes to this funny car chase. And Gary, we talk all the time about first-round jitters, first-round butterflies. You've had all night to sit and think about today. What does today represent, and are you keeping these butterflies at bay?
Yeah, we're just watching the Game Boy, seeing how good the racetrack is, and right now looks pretty stout. Left lane looks good. That's where we're going to be, and so is everybody else that qualified in the top half of the field.
How wary are you of spoilers and realizing spoilers can come from anybody in this class?
Well, I mean, obviously, you know, Burkhardt, he's stout. He's beat Force. He's beat me. He's beat everybody. There's no easy ones here right now. Everything needs to be perfect, including me, and you know, it's been this way since Indy, since we actually, you know, before we took the points lead. It's crunch time. We got to do well, and so the winner's going to do well at every race from here on out.
Are you enjoying it still right now?
No, I'm hating it.
You mentioned Phil Burkhardt. That's the car located right next door. We did some statistics on that, Marty. The last 8 races, he has raced a top 5 car 10 times. Beat him half the time, so he's got a pretty solid.
Yeah, you bat 500 in Major League Baseball, you'd be taking home the whole team. One of the interesting things about drag racing is we get ready for Brandon Bernstein and John Smith. There is more time to think about it, more pressure that builds up in the staging lanes. I mean, if you're driving an open wheel or Nextel Cup, you get out there for 400, 500 miles, you got time to settle down. This is just bam, and it's over.
Yeah, once those lights come on, you better be ready and just hit it perfect, because there's no margin for error in these things.
Saw both cars go up in tire smoke, and John Smith was able to recover first. Tim Richards looking down track saying, oh, what went wrong there, but it went terribly wrong for Kenny Bernstein and the Budweiser crew as they're eliminated here in the first round. It's Brandon's 8th first round loss this year.
And that is an upset, because that car looked very good in qualifying. Got down the racetrack, made 3 nice runs out of 4, but it didn't happen here in the first round. As you see, both cars smoked the tires, but Brandon smoked first, which he lost a little bit of momentum trying to get things hooked back up, but it was all for naught, because it looked like he did a pretty good job. Right there, it starts spinning the tires, the clutch comes in, he gets out of it, and he gets back on. It looks like it's hooked up, but then it starts smoking the tires again, and that's what did him in, was that second time, because John Smith was able to get his recovered a little bit better and get to the finish line first. Boy, look how sideways John Smith got it.
Yeah, and you can see flames shooting out. In fact, John blew it up on Friday night, lit up the whole Texas sky. Take a look at our Top Fuel ladder presented by Lucas Oil. Doug Coletta will have lane choice over Doug Herbert, Fuller over John Smith, Dixon over Troxel, and Tony Schumacher over Morgan Lucas. We've got to take a commercial break. When we come back, it'll be time for Funny Car.
I drive under pressure. That's when I'm out in the head is when I'm my worst.
because I don't get up breathing it. You got to eat, sleep, breathe. You got to have that gut ache. You got to go to that start line Sunday morning with that gut ache. And, buddy, I got that gut ache. So does Robert, so does Eric. But so does Selsey.
The pressure's really building. I mean, I've been in 3 World Championship battles, but right now, we got to get it done.
The pressure's pretty intense, but right now, we just like to win a couple more races, and maybe we can be on the last guy standing on the stage.
Last season
for Funny Car continues.
Well, it makes you mad, but you need every point here to win this chicken thing.
The gloves are off and tension is mounting with only 3 races remaining in the 05 season.
And right now, at this point in the game, we have to make up some points.
In what's becoming the greatest championship chase in the history of the sport, drivers cannot afford to slip.
The pressure's really building, but right now, we got to get it done.
Who will be the last man standing? As you take a look at the ladder, you can see Ron Capps has a very easy time of it till the semifinals, comparatively speaking. There's the other side, all 3 Team Force cars. Here we go. Frank Pedregon, right lane. Mike Ashley in the left. And the win light to Frank Pedregon, a very good close side-by-side race. 4.87 seconds to a 4.89.
Well, that was a good race. Nice side-by-side run because these top fuel funny cars really seem to get their act together here on race day. Frank Pedregon was just about 1/100 of a second behind, but he made up the difference, and there was the difference at the finish line.
The Q photo finish. You know, Frank didn't qualify here the last 2 years. Now he's going to the second round. You take a look at the incrementals. You see the margin of victory. Let's check in at the far end of the racetrack, Gary.
With John Bodie Smith, it looks like a skating rink out there in that particular run with Brandon Bernstein. What's it feel like when you're in that situation?
It's just like a big sled. You know, you're trying to get that thing to stay hooked up without getting over-centered one way or the other. And you're just trying to make sure that, you know, if it does lay over really bad too, that you get off of it. But never laid over. It pulled pretty much the whole way. It was just, I was half throttling it, and I used the brake a little bit and got the win. It kind of surprised me because I smoked the tires so late, but we got the win, and thanks to Virgil and Rhonda and Dylan and Megan at home, just we'll try to get another round win.
It's the team that desperately needed that victory.
They certainly did. They have been struggling mightily this year. As we get ready, there's John getting a breath of air. Let's check in with Dave Reef.
Marty, earlier on NHRA today, we heard from Austin Coyle talking about the rules changes and how tough it is to come up with new combinations and tuning. And last week, John, we know the rules changes with regards to oil downs kind of got you a little bit on the tires, so to speak. It's a new generation of funny car racing. Do you feel like you're walking a tightrope as you head into this first round of eliminations?
Walking the same rope I always walked. Same for everybody, so nothing to complain about.
Except for Sells, he keeps claiming that I'm staging slow on him. I think he's lost his mind. And tell him ruffle my feathers. I don't have any feathers.
Might just be trying to get to you, that's all. But you've got the advantage, right? You've got the championships.
I know this game,
what it's all about. And we just go A to B and see what happens. That's what it's all about.
Count the points when we're done.
You notice Guido, one of the crewmen over his shoulder, just smiling and grinning. He knows what's going on. Take a look at the championship chase. This is after qualifying. Less than 100 now separates the top 5. And we're getting ready for Eric Medlin and Tim Wilkerson as we take a look at the matchups. We already see Frank Pedregon. Capps and Selsey could meet in the semifinals.
You know, and the key is getting down this racetrack, making sure they stay hooked up in the first round. I think if these guys can get past the first round, they're going to feel a lot more comfortable.
All right, Eric Medlin, the number 2 qualifier, being 5th in the championship chase. Here's the simple crunch of it for him. He has got to go farther than the points leader today. If he loses anywhere early in this race, you can basically just count him out. There's just not enough rounds left and too many other cars.
And he's got a good chance when you looked at his numbers. He went down the racetrack, 3 very good runs out of 4. He had a tire smoker on 1 run, but you know, that's what you need to do. And you look at Tim Wilkerson, he only went down the track 2 out of 4 runs, but you know, it's race day. I mean, anything can happen right now because it's a different track surface than what they've seen all weekend, although it's not much different than it was yesterday, but they're all, you know, there's always changes every time you go to that starting line.
Eric is 4-1 over Wilkerson this season. Tim has just 3-round wins in his 10 prior trips to Dallas. This has not been a great track for him. Eric's in trouble. And you basically can close his chances on the championship right there. 4.89 seconds at 3:22. I think John Medlen knows it, because the only thing that could save him is if everybody else loses in the first round.
Yeah, this is definitely going to hurt that team. I mean, they needed to go out here and basically win the race to get back in it. But you're going to watch Eric. Watch a butterfly as he launches, and then you're going to see him backpedal a little bit as that thing goes into tire shake and gets back on it. One more time he's going to do it, lifts the front end as the clutch starts coming in. It's like riding a bucking bronco. Unfortunately, at that point, all he could see was Tim Wilkerson making a decent run right down the racetrack and into the second round.
See the run, nice and smooth and clean for Tim. As for Eric Medlen, it may be over. We could be down to 4 in the championship chase. So now it's time for the next pair of funny cars to be coming to the line, and the body comes down for Tony Pedregon and Del Worsham. Not a very good burnout for Tony.
Yeah, he just totally did not get the tire spinning when he went rolled through the water. It hooked up, and you saw him kind of hit the throttle a couple times. That is not a good situation, because what happens is you get too much heat in that clutch, and it'll change the way it reacts. You see him right there, it just hooked right up, bounced rear tires right off the ground. He tried to hit the throttle a couple times and then got out of it, because if he would have tried to just mat it, it would have just really got way too much heat in the clutch.
We saw something similar to happen in qualifying with Tony Schumacher, and they ended up not making a very good run.
Yeah, because it does two things. I mean, not only does it get heat in the clutch, but it can also change the normal wear pattern. And when you change the wear pattern on the clutch, it changes the characteristics of the levers which apply the clutch. If it gets too much, it's going to apply the clutch more so when he hits the throttle. If it doesn't get as much as it normally does, it would have too little. So pretty much is not going to be the same. Though what they're hoping for is that their window on their tune-up is enough to withstand any little bit of difference that is in that clutch right now. We'll just have to see.
Remember, Tony went to the last 2 finals, winning Maple Grove and running up to Ron Capps last week. And Del Worsham, he's in a points battle with Tony. They're 8th and 9th. Del with the lead right now over Tony, and that's all money at the year-end awards ceremony. What a great race, and Del Worsham takes the win light. 4.85 seconds the elapsed time, so there'll be no 3 finals in a row for Tony Pedregon and the Q team.
Well, we don't really know how much that burnout might have hurt Tony Pedregon, because if the thing didn't wear properly and the levers were a little bit behind, it doesn't apply the clutch enough, and it could have slowed it down. I would imagine they were trying to run a little bit quicker than a 490, but unfortunately for them, Del Worsham went there and ran a 485 and got the win.
Del, the event winner here last year, taking a step towards repeating. You want to talk about butterflies and nerves? Ron Capps, he's up next.
It's the new book from ESPN's Bill Simmons, Now I Could Die in Peace, available in bookstores everywhere.
As your power steering pump ages, seal leaks may occur, causing the power steering system to lose fluid. Your power steering system may also develop an annoying squeal, and the steering may become more difficult to handle. By using Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak, you will stop the seal leaks, reduce slack in rack and pinions, eliminate the squeals and hard spots in your power steering system. It is guaranteed to stop seal leaks or your money back. Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. It works.
Here's a fun fact. Erected in 1963, the walnut stands 15 feet high.
I'll be in the car.
Go where you want with Drive Free at Avis.
Orca!
You're riding on board with Ron Capps, getting ready for the burnout. He'll be in the left lane, second in the points now as a result of his #1 qualifying position. Let's take you back 1 week ago to Chicago. This was huge for this team.
It definitely was. Be able to take out Robert Hight in the first round. Ron Capps was very, very aggressive on the setup. And the Ace McCullough told us all day long to be able to take out the contenders. Well, today is going to be different. The racetrack is not the same as what we saw in Chicago last week, so they're going to have to play it a little bit different. Hopefully, they want to make sure they don't smoke the tires in this first round. If they don't, the car goes from A to B, they should be able to get around Jack Wyatt.
Take a look at points earned this year. Now, this is updated through yesterday's qualifying. Robert Hight has scored the most, and Ron Capps has scored the fewest, 52 fewer points. That's almost 3 rounds of racing. That's how important qualifying can be.
And one of the keys here is normally this car has been very consistent, but hasn't been able to run the big numbers. But it did run the big number this weekend, but it wasn't real consistent in qualifying. That could be the key.
The only bad side for Ron Capps at this track in the last 4 years here at Dallas, he has not made it out of round 1. Not trying to think about that one right now. He's made it out of round 1 this year. 4.83 the elapsed time, 318 miles an hour. So for Capps, he picks up 20 more valuable points in the championship chase. We told you he moved into second courtesy of qualifying, 3 points ahead of John.
That's a nice job by the entire team. Ron Capps had a good reaction time. I mean, he didn't push the tree, but he wasn't sitting there waiting because he knew he had to get to a nice jump. Eddie Ace McCullough gave him a very good tune-up. It's fairly aggressive early in the run, which I think you can get away with. And then he probably took a little bit out of it in the middle of the racetrack. They run 255 at the 8th to run that 483, which I think is a pretty nice run for the first round.
Well, you see how much bouncing and everything was going on down there at the far through the run on the onboard camera. As we get ready, there is Robert Hight, Tony Bartone. We'll talk more about these guys, but first we want to remind you that's coming up on October 16th, the IndyCar Series season finale on ESPN. It's Indy 500 champion and 05 points champion Dan Wheldon, the Toyota Indy 400, Sunday, October 16th, 3:30 Eastern. That is Tony Bartone. This is another one of those must-win rounds. Robert Hight is 68 points behind. We'll talk more about this, but let's talk to Ron. He's with Gary.
Let's get the reaction on that first round elimination victory for Ron Capps and 20 more points in this championship chase.
I'm not so good this morning, Gary. I don't feel good. I was on the toilet all morning, and I missed the school. Give me the money, give me the check, and no disrespect to them. I couldn't pass this morning, and I missed getting up there with my old family, school people, giving me the money for the little qualifier, and I've been a nervous wreck this morning. Maybe my opponents shouldn't know that, but that's all I got. I got such a, I don't know.
Is it nerves that are making you physically ill here?
Yeah, it is. I thought I was ready for it. I am. Well, like Forrest says, you got to have the gut ache, and I talked to Ty Murray and my bull riding teammates from last year. I mean, try to get some tips from those guys, and if there's a bull rider that those guys, you know, they know. They want to get on a bull, and Ty gave me some great advice, and I'm a wreck. God, I'm a wreck.
He's a wreck, but he's a winner as a wreck, man.
Hey, I've seen it happen in other sports. Hockey goaltenders are famous for it, being sick right before they go out on the ice. Must-win situation here for Robert Hight.
Yeah, Ron Capps did not show it on the racetrack. He did a heck of a job right there in the first round.
Hight's in trouble. The championship is down to 3. Right now, you can basically say to Robert Hight and Eric Medlin, thank you for playing. You've been very good, but unfortunately not quite good enough. The only thing that can save both of them is if the other two remaining, if Scelzi and Force somehow manage to go out in the first round.
Another surprise here, just like with Eric Medlin, the car spun the tires relatively early, got off the starting line, but then got into some problems. You're going to watch Robert Hight right here. Goes into that tire shake and tire smoke. He catches it fairly quick, gets back on it, but then it drives into that tire smoke again. And at that point, Tony Bartone was too far ahead for him to be able to get the car, to, even if he could have got to recover, to get around him.
All right, take a look at the reaction. Big Jim Dunn says, yeah, we'll play the role of spoiler. We'll put one guy on the trailer. And we've got to head towards commercial break. We have got a huge matchup. We've already seen 2 upsets. Can Phil Burkhardt dump the points leader Gary Scelzi? Come back and find out at the Motorplex. There's a young fan here at the Texas Motorplex. Another guy trying to buy a T-shirt as we're getting ready for action here. As we've got, ooh, man, that'll put on a few pounds for us, Mike. The fans have seen a great time and some great racing and some big upsets. Could there be another one? You heard Dave Reeve report earlier. Phil Burkhardt is batting .500 against the 5 points leaders coming down the stretch here. He's got Gary Scelzi. Scelzi will be in the left lane.
and crew chief Mike Neff is you look at the numbers right there, the best run in that Friday night session. The key was that session 4 run yesterday. They were struggling in the heat, but were able to get it down that racetrack and make a very nice run. That's what they need to do again right here.
Dave Reef.
Marty, you guys just talked about the importance of qualifying points. Let's look at one other thing. John Force, we intimated it a little bit ago, and that is the oil down situation. John Force does not have any more. In fact, he's already had 10 points robbed from his championship point total. Gary Scelzi, meanwhile, still has 2 freebies to go. In other words, he won't lose any points for at least 2 more oil downs. Ron Capps in a very good position, too. He has 1.
Red light, Scelzi. Oh, my. This is unbelievable. His first foul of the year. And Burkhardt takes the win, a 486. Scelzi throws away a 483. He is going to be kicking himself.
Wow, I didn't see that one coming. I mean, Gary Scelzi's been in these kind of situations before and has always been a very good pressure driver, but evidently the pressure got to him there. When you got 5 guys in the chase and you see 2 of them go out in front of you, you know you can help take advantage of that. But boy, he was just over anxious and just left before the green light came on, got the red light for an automatic disqualification, throws away a 483 and a chance at going another round.
There it is, just that quickly. And Phil Burkhardt now 6 out of 11 meetings. He has taken out the points contenders. And Scelzi at the far end of the racetrack cannot believe what has happened. If Force goes down, Capps has a wide open path to taking the championship. Capps now trails Scelzi by 21. He's still in. Force still to come. We get ready now for Whit Bazemore and Bob Gilbertson coming to the line. Bazemore won the Gainesville race this year over Bob Gilbertson. And Bob has only 2-round wins since that loss to Whit at the finals in Gainesville. I'm still stunned at what happened the run before. I think everybody is. So the side-by-side burnouts are complete. While they back up, it'll give us a chance to talk about what's going to happen in 2 weeks. It'll be the next to last race on the 05 Championship Tour. We'll start it off at the AC Delco Nationals with the Budweiser Shootout. That'll be a 30-minute special starting at 10 Eastern, followed at 10:30 p.m. Saturday with 2 or more hours of qualifying. Then NHRA Today, presented by Lucas Oil, Sunday morning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and final eliminations at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN2 and ESPN2 HD. Let's go to the far end.
Gary Scelzi, I don't know how you explain something like this, because it's been eons since you've had a red light.
Yeah, I think it was 98 or something against Corey in Atlanta. I don't know, it's been a long time. I just can't believe I did something stupid like that, you know.
Is that a sign of pressure?
Well, it must be, because I haven't done it since 98, or I don't know how long. It's been a long time. I just threw up. I mean, I don't have any excuses. I don't know why. I felt good. I thought everything was right, and my foot moved, and my brain didn't. Big mistake. You can't do that and win a championship. Hopefully, we won't lose too much points here. We'll see.
Thanks.
Right now, the only guy he has to worry about is Ron Capps. Of course, John Force has yet to make his first round run. He's going to be thinking about this one for quite a while. And you got 2 weeks to think about that. That's even worse. It'd be better if he was coming back to the track next week. Saw the wisp of tire smoke from Bob Gilbertson, and Whit cruises on through at 4.85 seconds at 321 miles an hour. So Bazemore will move into the second round. He'll have lane choice over Tony Bartone.
Whit Bazemore's had a pretty good car all weekend, but so is Bob Gilbertson. He looked very good in qualifying, but got into tire smoke early. Whit Bazemore pretty soft early in the run, but then just carried it to the other end. The key was he stuck it all the way to the finish line and gets it into the next round.
And there is the thrash going on in Ron Capps' pit. They know that they're into second round action. They also know that only John Force has yet to run. They also know that their teammate is out. Now, Tommy Johnson's going to have the job of trying to spoil John Force's day. Can he do it? Well, come on back and find out.
Everything up.
Back here at the O'Reilly Fall Nationals, that's Ashley Force and Eric Medlin as the boss goes through the water box. John will be over in the left lane, the number 7 qualifier. He was the lowest qualified of the 5 contending championship cars. Here's Tommy Johnson Jr., the number 10 qualifier in the right lane. Let's get more from Gary.
Just after driver introductions this morning, Marty, John Force came to me and he had tears in his eyes, and he said, sometimes your kids do the darndest things and surprise you. You mentioned Ashley, his daughter. He had in his hand a letter that Ashley had written him last night, gave to him this morning, and he said Ashley's been going through a lot of stuff, and she just had been blaming me, and now she cleared the air. And John, very emotional as any father would be, tucked that letter away and said, now we got to go take care of some business.
All right, thanks, Gary. And there is Ashley. It has not been the typical John Force season. Take a look at the last 11 races. He is averaging less than 1 round win in that stretch. Even though he made it to 2 final round appearances, it means he's losing a lot of first rounds. In fact, he's lost a total of 9.
Yeah, 11 races with a losing record of 10 wins to 11 losses. That's not the stuff champions are made of. But, you know, nobody seems to really want to take this championship away. Like Gary Selzy goes up there running for it. And that's kind of the way it's been all year. But John Force has not had a good race car this week. And we talked about Eric Medlin getting down the racetrack 3 out of 4 runs. Well, John only went down 1 out of 4 runs. But maybe he'll be the opposite of Eric. You know, he didn't do good in qualifying. Maybe he'll do good now.
John does all right. Thank you very much. 4.83 seconds. So Ron Capps, listening on the radio, watching what's going on back in the pits, he now knows that numbers 2 and 3 in the points championship chase have advanced, but numbers 1, 4, and 5 are out of here. Take another look at the run.
John Force, I think he put her in a little bit deep, you know, as far as deep staging, because he had an 0.25 light. Still, even if he was in deep, that's a good light. He was ready for the race. But what that tells you, even though it ran a 483, that car probably would have ran a low 80, maybe even a high 70. So Austin Coyle, even though they struggled in qualifying, had a nice setup on there for first round.
Mike Green, crew chief for Tommy Johnson, frustrated, knows that they're out. Take a look at the ladder as you see John coasting on out the far end. Capps will have lane choice over Frank Pedregon. Worsham has lane choice over his teammate Phil Burkhardt. Over on the other side, Force with the lane choice over Tim Wilkerson. Bazemore over Bartone. So the only way Capps and Force meet is in the final. And boy, you mentioned the fact that Capps was sick earlier today. I'm wondering if he's sick now, as he's trying to get his team pumped up. That's Ace McCullough as he goes by. We've got to head for a commercial break, but there is John Force climbing out of the cockpit as we get ready for the factory hot rods. It'll be the teammates Richie Stevens and Jeg Coughlin coming to the line when we come back to Texas. Side-by-side burnouts here at the Texas Motorplex in Pro Stock as we get ready for first round action in the factory hot rods. It'll be Warren Johnson in the left lane, Mark Powick in the right lane. For those guys in Pro Stock, it was an eye-opening experience and terrifying moment for everybody. Let's go back to Friday night.
Left side of your screen, Bruce Allen just got her out of the groove. It got very loose because we had some moisture, and then he gets T-boned by Kenny Koreski right there in just a horrific crash. But it's just a situation where you get a little bit of a damp track on that concrete surface. You get out of the groove, it gets very, very slick, and these Pro Stock cars have no downforce, and it just wanted to rotate right around.
And as you take a look at the Pro Stock ladder presented by Lucas Oil, we can tell you that both drivers, not one single broken bone. If you're just tuning in, they are bumped, they are bruised, but they're both going to be A-OK. You see the lane choice with the arrows by the gentleman, or in one case, lady, who has the selection. Right now, WJ says he's going to be over in the left lane. Got into the show on his 4th and final run yesterday with a great 669. The win light to Warren, 6.70 the elapsed time, 206 miles an hour. A good run for Mark Powick at 674, just not quite good enough.
And that's tough because Mark Powell had 200th of a second advantage off the starting line over WJ, but I think he just spun the tires too hard because in 60 feet, WJ had already made that up and then some, and then the power just kicked in as he started shifting through the gears down track and gets him into the next round.
Take a look at the Q photo finish, and you can see the margin of victory just about a third of a car length, and WJ picks up his 36th career win over Mark Powell against 10 defeats. Take a look at the points after qualifying. Greg Anderson with his pole picks up a few more on Kurt Johnson. He cannot clinch the championship today. It will go at least to Las Vegas to mathematically eliminate everybody and claim a back-to-back title again. Jason Line has moved ahead of Warren Johnson into third, courtesy of qualifying. And you see on down through the top 10. So as we come back trackside, we get ready for Alan Johnson in the left lane, and that man right there, Larry Morgan.
Two Mopars that haven't really been running that great lately, but Alan Johnson's got that win back in Phoenix earlier part of the year. Would love nothing more than be able to do it again. Both these Mopars make good horsepower. It's just a matter of getting the setup right, but this is a pretty nice even matchup right here.
Alan, for the second race in a row, qualified the number 7 position. He's taken him out at Chicago, round number 1 by Kurt Johnson. Larry won the Dallas race all the way back in 1991 over the Professor. Got a bit of a staging duel going on. Almost dead even. And the win light, 6.73 seconds to Alan Johnson, to a 6.73 with a 5 for Larry Morgan. 87 ten-thousandths of a second is the margin of victory. That's the Q photo finish. That's what it looks like. A few moments ago, Gary had a chance to speak with John Force. Let's go to him.
3 of the 5 contenders sidelined, but you're a survivor. You and Ron Capps. Your thoughts about that first round of elimination and a victory over Tommy Johnson Jr.?
Yeah, well, I got to admit, last night I was feeling Oakley and ruffle the feathers. Now I'm smelling brute, so I'm kind of a brute guy myself. You race Tommy Johnson, you get up, and but there's a whole new ball game right now, and that ain't about Selsey. To me, it's about camaraderie, and I felt a lot of love in my camp this morning. Eric and Robert, we were together, we were right. And then Ashley brought me over a little letter, told me how she loved me and the mistakes she's made, and the things she fears about Funny Car, and that really got my mind right. And getting your mind right puts you back in the game where you don't make mistakes. And that's kind of what I needed, maybe to have a chance at this championship, and maybe that's it.
Many ways the champions find a way to motivate themselves.
As we come trackside, it's Richie Stevens, left lane, Jake Coughlin in the right lane. The Schumacher teammates, and it will be Jag in a hole shot, taking the win, a 671 to a quicker but losing 670 elapsed time, 43 ten-thousandths of a second, the margin. And for Jag, that is his 5th reaction time win this season. For Richie, his 2nd reaction time loss.
I know it's a reaction time loss for Richie Stevens, but he did not have a bad light. 0.27. He was 7,000ths of a second behind Jag Coughlin at the launch, but that was the difference because he ran 3,000ths of a second quicker, but just wasn't quite enough to drive around Jag Coughlin, who gets the win and gets into the 2nd round.
That's Jag's 2nd round win in the last 6 races. It has been a drought. And he finally makes it into 2nd round action. As we get ready now for Dave Conley right there. He'll be in the right lane. Kurt Johnson will be over in the left lane.
Kurt Johnson back last week in Chicago really struggled, didn't seem to have the horsepower. They went back, said they found the 10 or 15 horsepower that they were missing, and then came out and ran some good numbers in qualifying. As you see that 2nd session, that 666, that put him in the number 3 qualifying spot.
Conley, the defending Pro Stock champion here at the Dallas event. KJ's won here 3 times at Dallas. And there's John with his granddaughter. You know, the older he gets, the more important the family becomes. He makes no secret about it.
It's usually the way it works.
Yeah, that's true. Red light for Conley. It is Dave's 4th foul this year, and you see Kurt just lumber on through to take the win light, but Conley 002 red. That was awfully close, but he does go red. Stay with us. We'll talk to that man right there, Jake Kaufman, when we come back. Back here at the Texas Motorplex, the O'Reilly Fall Nationals. You're looking at Jason Line from the onboard camera that we have. And V Gaines will be over in the right lane for this matchup. But first, let's go to the far end. Gary.
Jake, when you battle your teammate and the finish is oh so close that the photo finish cam basically determines it for us, are you aware that you have won in that situation?
No, not in this case today. You know, I knew going down through there we were neck and neck, and Rich has been, the last run yesterday outperformed us about 200, so I knew we were going to have our hands full first round, but must have got the jump on him a little bit and just kept the yellow one out front.
Well, you're going to a second round. It's been a while since we've said that, I think.
Isn't that the truth? It does feel pretty good, and I think for all the fans out here at the Texas Motorplex, hopefully we'll give them something good to look for.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You saw the new league decal with the 1 to 2 day delivery for free. He just delivered for the team right there. Get ready now for Pete Gaines and Jason Line. Jason, of course, moved ahead of Warren in the points after qualifying. He's now 3rd. And another red light. V Gaines throws it away. And I'm not sure would have made any difference. A 667 is awfully tough to beat at 206 miles an hour for V. That will be his first foul this year as he goes red by 7/1000th of a second.
Going on board, watch how much it lifted that front end up on V Gaines' car, and that can sometimes contribute to the red light because you don't get the rollout if the front wheel pops out of that beam too quick. He only missed it by 7/1000th of a second, so there's a good chance possibly that's what happened to him.
So Jason, who won last week, takes another step towards coming back to it, and of course there's the young lady he met in that final. Last week in Chicago, Jason Line did what no other man could do. He beat a girl. But Erica Anderson had a historic weekend anyway just by making the Pro Stock Finals. And one race does not make a career. But Erica beat the boys and took another step towards proving she belongs. And in fact, Erica set a little history here at the Motorplex. She became the first Pro Stock driver to break the 670 barrier in qualifying. There it was in session number 1.
Ended up being her best run of the weekend, but she's been, making consistently good runs. I think, right now they have the horsepower and they're the real deal out there. But, right now she's got to get around Ricky Smith and old Tricky Ricky. You never know about him. She kind of starting to get a real good handle on the car.
Erica's already lit the top bulb. Ricky is just creeping in now. Looks like Erica's not going to wait. She goes in. Big advantage for Ricky. But Erica's going to drive around him with another 669 at 205, and the team's loving it. A 676 for Ricky doesn't get the job done.
That's because Erica Anderson and that team was making a very good run in that left-hand lane. She was behind at the start by about 2.5 hundredths, but that horsepower, her, keeping her focus and getting those shifts just right, allowed her to make that nice run and be able to drive around Ricky Smith on the other end. Front end off the starting line pretty good. Maybe lost a little bit there, but still had a good 60-foot time and then just carried it through the other end. Nice job.
And take a look at the reaction by the crew down at the starting line area saying, hey, this is cool. We're picking up where we left off at the finals last week. And the fans are loving it too. Listen to them. They salute the team on the way down to get her. And there she is at the far end of the racetrack as she's yet to climb out. Now we come down to a bittersweet moment. For Greg Anderson, there's no way you want to win a round the way he is going to win this one. He's going to get the bye run. Bruce Allen would have been in that right lane had it not been for that horrendous crash back on Friday night's second session. Of course, Greg clinched here last year. He cannot clinch here this year. You ride along, and a 6:66 goes low for the round, 2:07 and change. And so Greg will have lane choice over Warren Johnson. As we want to check in now with Dave Reef.
Down with a very disappointed Robert Hight. Robert, what makes you more disappointed? The fact the car shook and you had to get out of it, or was it the red light by Gary Scelzi that came up the next pair?
Yeah, he gave us an opportunity to advance here today, and we didn't take advantage of it. But, you know, we could still leave here with the same, being behind the same as we came in here, and there's 2 races left. It's getting edgy, but, you know, even if we went into Pomona with being down this far, the way funny things can happen, we could still win. So we're not going to give up. The greatest thing is John's still in, and, you know, there's a big Auto Club sticker on the side of his car, so they're represented.
Margin's just getting very, very thin for this team.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it basically boils down to the fact that Capps and Force have to go out here in second round semifinals at the latest, or they're going to be in some serious difficulty. Let's get ready for Ron Krischer and Greg Stanfield, the final pair of factory hot rods. Krischer will be over in the left lane, Greg Stanfield in the right lane. Do you want to hear how tight-knit this pro stock community is? Ron Krischer has already told Bruce Allen and David Rear if they need a car, if he's well enough to go racing and they want to finish the season out, he's got a car for him.
You know, that's the way it is in pro stock. I mean, in all of drag racing. I mean, when we're competitors on the starting line, you go the line hating the other guy, but if somebody gets in trouble, everybody gets together and helps out.
Krischer, the number 4 qualifier. He's been to 2 finals this season. Of course, Krischer had his own crash this year earlier at Seattle. If you remember that one, that was a wild and woolly affair. Greg Stanfield, the number 13 qualifier. Win light to Ron Krischer, a 671, and that's despite the fact that car was skating all over the track.
Ron Krischer did a heck of a driving job right there. I mean, that car was really moving around, but he was very aggressive with the setup. That thing went 60 feet, 978. Look at the right side of your screen. Lifts the front end up. As he starts pulling the gears, that thing really makes a move towards the center line, out of the groove, but he kept it. He was able to bring it back, stuck it down the middle of the lane, and gets it into the next round. Good job.
All right, there is the margin of victory, 56 ten-thousandths of a second, with Ron Krischer leading at the stripe with a 671. Let's take a look now at the ladder, and the arrow will indicate who has the lane choice. It will be Greg Anderson over the Professor, Erica over Ron Krischer. Then over on the other side, it'll be Jason Line and Jake Coughlin with the lane choice there. All right, we've got to take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk to Erica Enders. She's still at the far end of the racetrack. We'll also check in with Ron Capps. Stay with us. Welcome back to the O'Reilly Fall Nationals 20th edition of this event here at the Texas Motorplex. It's race 21 of 23 on the NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series. And time now for this week's edition, Powerade Power Time.
Let's go Power Time with Ron Capps. And Ron, let's start by talking about this team getting that win in St. Louis, the momentum that carried in, and the win that you had last week. That had to be one of the most important wins of your season.
It's digging down. Just, you know, we needed the win in St. Louis. We obviously needed the win in Chicago to get back into it, and that's what we did.
What's it been like racing within the Don Schumacher camp? When you came into this thing, it's 3 cars, it's 3 guys, you all have your own attitudes, your own approaches. What's it been like this year?
Well, people may think at times that Don Schumacher may not be the smartest person, letting us race heads up at times. Indy, Bazemore beating me, but you have to respect that. And for Brute, for Matco, Oakley, and Army to go up there and race every time, even though it could have helped us win a championship, it's made everybody and every team that much more proud.
You sound like you're feeling a little bit better now. We are down to 2 championship contenders. Are you feeling better?
No, because everybody was saying that before Chicago, that maybe they were writing us off and we jump back into it. So I don't take anybody lightly. We need to go rounds to get up there. But let me tell you something. I saw what we could do in Chicago to get back in the hunt. I don't ever count out Jimmy Prock. I don't ever count out Zippy and Selzy. So you never know.
And we still have a lot of racing yet to go. Hey, let's get caught up with Erica Enders. She's with Gary Gerald.
Erica, after the success of getting to the finals last week at Joliet, what kind of pressure were you feeling as you go to the line for your first round of eliminations today?
Just a little. You know, you always want to have a repeat of being successful the weekend before, but, you know, everybody in this class is tough, and you don't want to line up next to anybody. But, you know, my guys got this tune-up down. It's going to get hotter next round. We got lane choice, and that's going to make a big difference. But my Slammers Ultimate Milk Chevy Cobalt, maybe you'll see us again this weekend. We'll see how it goes.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Well, we've got to head to a commercial break. When we come back, it'll be Top Fuel Doug Kalitta versus Doug Herbert, which Doug takes the win. It's the engines at fire here for second round action in Top Fuel at the Texas Motorplex in the 20th edition of the O'Reilly Fall Nationals. That is Larry Dixon. He will be over in the left lane, and over in the right lane will be Melanie Troxel. So Team Prudhomme versus Team Schumacher here in second round Top Fuel action. And the burnouts are complete, and as they get ready to back the cars up, get ready for the quarter-mile run, which will last less than, about 4.5 seconds. We'll talk about what's going to happen with both these racers. And let's get you caught up, just in case you're tuning in, to what happened in first round action at Top Fuel. Doug Kalitta, with this win over Corey McClenathan, assured Tony Schumacher that he would not be able to clinch the championship, as he took the win there. And then Melanie Troxel took care of business over Scott Wise, even though she had a cylinder going out at the far end, still made a good solid pass. And our number one qualifier, Doug Herbert, snapped the streak of Tony Schumacher's 6 poles in a row. He took care of easy business over Bill Ancona. Here we go with Doug Kalitta having lane choice over Doug Herbert. Rod Fuller has lane choice. Dixon in this matchup we're getting ready for, and Tony Schumacher over Morgan Lucas.
Now that the sun's out, the key is going to be, I think, in the middle of the racetrack. I mean, even though these cars, make between 7,000 and 8,000 horsepower, they can smoke tires at any point on the racetrack. But if yesterday's an indication, most of the teams were having trouble between 330 and 660 when they tried to apply the clutch and get it in there. So that would probably be the tricky part of the racetrack.
Melanie Troxel trying to go to her first semi this year. Larry is 5-0 against Melanie career. Guess what? Melanie's now got her first win against Larry in her Top Fuel career, and she's going to her first semi this year. 455 to a 481, 327 miles an hour. Another good run.
Yeah, very nice pass. Larry Dixon got in some problems early into the run. Just looked like the engine went away on him, but Melanie Troxel was able to drive around the slide hole shot by Larry and just pull away with a nice clean run up until the finish line. Got a little piston smoke when she got out of the throttle at the other end, but that's not too bad. We watch her go down the track. This was nice. I mean, right-hand lane. She didn't have lane choice, and most of the people have been a little skeptical about this lane. But I'll tell you, not Richard Hogan and that team. They hooked her up pretty good.
And there you see the reaction from Don Schumacher. He's liking it. As we get ready now for our next pair, which will be Rod Fuller and John Smith. Rod will be in the left lane. Hot Rod trying to punch his way into the top 10, and believe it or not, he can take over 10th place in the championship, despite the fact he's only run about 2/3 of the schedule. With a round win here, he would bump Scott Wise out of the number 10 spot, and that's bonus money at the year-end awards ceremony. For John Smith, well, he's been to one semifinal this year, and that was back at Chicago. He lost to Rod in that semifinal. All right, let's talk a little IndyCar racing, because on ESPN we're going to put the season to bed at the Toyota Indy 400 next Sunday, 3:30 Eastern Time, 12:30 Pacific. Of course, Indy 500 champion and the 05 points champion Dan Weldon did the double this year, won the biggest race of all, and won the crown. And they'll cap off the campaign and Join Todd Harris, Scott Goodyear, and the gang, 3:30 Eastern on ESPN. Let's quickly go to Gary.
Since climbing into this Top Fuel car this season, this is the first time now you go to the semifinals, and I believe it's the first time you've knocked out Larry Dixon. So how good is it feeling?
I can't tell you. After first round, making a mistake there, you know, these guys really pulled it through. To be honest with you, we thought we had lane choice coming up to this because Dixon oiled the track down last round, and we got up and ready to pull up and found out we didn't. So that was the big scare there for us. But got down that right lane with the School Gear car, and we're just excited to have a shot at the race.
Thank you.
And as you finish up, Gary, 4.60 seconds the elapsed time for Rod Fuller at 3:25, and we'll explain why she did not have lane choice. To go back to that, because Larry was not in a penalty situation. He had 5 freebies in the bank, so that's why he did not lose the lane choice. Now that explains that for you. And there's Melanie looking on down trackside. Let's go back and take another look at this run.
I don't think this was the kind of run that both Rob Flynn and Lee Beard were looking for. I mean, obviously, they're very good in these kind of conditions of getting this race car down the racetrack. They probably softened it up just a little bit for John Smith because John hadn't been running all that great this weekend. Probably wanted a little bit more out of it, but still, they got the win, and they're in the semifinals.
And they're also into 10th place in the championship chase with that round win. So Scott Wise has been bumped out. Fuller is now in as we get ready for Doug Herbert right there with Wayne Dupuis turning the wrenches, and Doug Coletta with Ron Tobler. Let's quickly go to the far end. Gary?
What's more important in this situation, winning the rounds or knowing now that you're into the number 10 spot in the points? Because I know that's been one of your objectives.
Yeah, my wife's back at home. She'll be happy to hear that, you know, hopefully we hold on and she gets to go to the banquet. That's what she tells me every week. She wants to get a dress so she can go out there. And we've never been to the banquet for all these years of racing. Not even a sportsman guy I've ever gone to the banquet. So it's a big deal. This 84 Lumber Valvoline car, Lee Beer, David Powers. It's, you know, next year we're all here and we all got contracts signed. This is going to be a sweet deal.
Special incentive going to that banquet.
And Valvoline came on board for 2 years as of Wednesday. It was official. You know, this track has not always been kind to Doug Herbert. Let's go back to the year 1992.
This is one of those infamous blowovers. You get the front end coming up as a clutch starts applying. If that front wing is a little bit too high, you can do one of two things. I mean, it'll push the front end down if it's low enough, but if it's up too high, then the air pushes the thing over backwards, and that's exactly what happened to Doug Herbert on that run.
And you can see Doug trying to scramble out just in case there was any kind of fuel leakage. Here's one more look in slow-mo.
See, the air just carried that thing right over backwards, and I mean, he probably lifted out of the throttle when it was about halfway up there, and but by that time the air and the momentum just carried it over backwards.
And he's not thinking about that right now. He's thinking about the fact trying to take out Doug Coletta. Rematch in the finals of Sonoma, won by Coletta on a hole shot. I guarantee you he remembers that. And he gets a little revenge here, as you saw Doug Coletta go up in tire smoke. 4.56 seconds the elapsed time at 3:21. So for Doug Herbert, he has now moved ahead of Brandon Bernstein into 6th place in the championship points chase.
You know, everybody with lane choice has been choosing that left-hand lane, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with that right-hand lane as we see Doug Herbert go down there with a nice 4.56. Wayne Dupuis definitely likes what he sees right there, and he's into the next round.
And he's now going to the semifinals 6 of the last 7 races. So does that give you an idea how good this team has come around? They are definitely a player here down the home stretch. Back at the starting line, there is Jim Dupuis with brother Wayne looking over in the background as you get ready for Morgan Lucas up against Tony Schumacher. Burnout complete for Morgan. Here comes Tony. There's Don. More on this matchup. Let's check in with Dave Reef.
Got check time again in funny car for Ron Capps, John Force. You know they're probably both throwing up somewhere, but Ed the Ace McCullough, you tuned for Ron Capps, and we've had a lot of talk about the right lane today. We've seen a couple of winners out of there. Is it any better now?
Well, I still think lane choices in the left lane. The track temperature's going up, and it's just going to get trickier in both. But right now, I still believe left lane's where we want to be.
How much stress and pressure is there for you in this?
Well, we just got to win every round we can. I mean, you know, it's a great race, and it's going down to the end. I just hope come Pomona that we're there.
Good news for Ron Capps. Eddie Ace McCall has been in this situation before.
All right, thanks, Dave. As we get ready, take a look at this. Tony Schumacher set a national record 4 times this year, 3 of them speed marks, 1 the ET record. Of course, he did that last week. Last driver to do it in Top Fuel, Mark Oswald, 1982. And just think if we were given 20 bonus points for every time you set the speed mark.
He'd really have a commanding lead then, wouldn't he?
That's for sure. Morgan Lucas has lost to Tony the 6 times this year that they've met, including round 2 back at Chicago. Morgan trying to get off the schneid in 05. Uh-oh, pedal fest. And Tony won't let him up. Tony takes the win as he gets to the stripe first. You see the elapsed times on the screen, and Alan Johnson says, okay, 1 for the driver. Now he'll go back, work on the tune-up, get it ready for semifinals.
Yeah, that was a situation. I mean, both cars pretty much identical. Identical reaction times, identical in 60 feet. They spun the tires pretty much at the same point. You see that side-by-side silhouette, but the difference was Tony Schumacher got his car hooked up and was able to get that thing to travel down the racetrack without spinning the tires after he got back on it the first time. Morgan Lucas, he tried to get it to recovery. He had to pedal it twice. He did get to recover, but it was a little bit too late by the time he did.
All right, let's take a look at the matchups. And you see that Doug Herbert's going to have the lane choice over Hot Rod Fuller in one semifinal, and then Melanie Troxel over her teammate Tony Schumacher in our other Top Fuel semi. Dave Reef?
I think that tire smoking affair caught all of us off guard, including Alan Johnson, who was Alan Johnson very surprised by said he thought his car was tuned very safely. Does thank his driver, though, Tony Schumacher, for pulling that one out for him.
And as we go to break, you see a little bit of tire wear there. We'll check into that at the far end of the racetrack. That's on Tony's car. Stay with us. Funny car when we come back. 2 of the contenders are still in. All right, welcome back to the O'Reilly Fall Nationals as we get ready for second round action in Funny Car. Gary Scelzi can do nothing but plug his ears and spectate. His teammate Whit Bazemore will be in the left lane against Tony Bartone.
Tony Bartone made it to the second round after taking out Robert Height in that first round when Robert smoked the tires. Tony's been looking consistent. Doesn't run the big numbers, but he's been going down the racetrack. Whit's going to have to be ready for this.
Well, it's going to be Tony taking the win here in the rematch of the Las Vegas final in the spring. Whit won that one, but Tony gets this one. So another Team Schumacher car is on the shelf. Take another look at the run.
Whit Bazemore just smoked the tires as soon as he hit the throttle. Tony Bartone got in trouble, but he was way down track. The car was hooked up, and then to about 400 feet, started hazing the tires, and then may have backfired the supercharger, and that's why it coasted across the center line, or across the finish line, but it was still enough to get him into the semis.
His 3rd this year. There's Tony Schumacher. Gary?
Tony, we've become so accustomed to seeing you run the 440 numbers. Now, when you run a 6 like that and you got to pedal your way down the track, does that give you a special sense of satisfaction when you get that win light?
No question about it. You know, Alan Johnson and the Army team, they're flawless. We go down the track, we do extremely well, and we run real good. But every now and then, you got to win one of those ugly ones. Morgan, he's had some terrible luck against our car, man. We go out and give it up like that, and apparently he did too. But, hey, man, we're pulling for Ron Capps right now. This is extremely huge. He's a contender, man. He's got a good chance to win a championship.
We're going to find out if Capps can move on very quickly.
All right, thanks, Gary. Just in case you have tuned in late, missed round 1 of Funny Car, it was Eric Medlin in a must-win situation, and he did not. Tim Wilkerson took the win light. And then it was Ron Capps taking advantage as he takes care of business over Jack Wyatt, easily taking the win. Then it was another big upset. Tony Bartone took Robert Height to the woodshed and put him on the trailer. And then Phil Burkhardt did the honors to the points leader, courtesy of a foul, only the 2nd in Gary Scelzi's career. I mean, his entire pro career. And then Tommy Johnson loses to John Force. So Force and Capps the only ones in the top 5 points chase still standing. And here is the funny car ladder presented by Lucas Oil. You see Bartone has already advanced. He gets the winner between Force and Wilkerson. Del Worsham and Ron Capps have lane choice on the other side. And we come down trackside, and you're on board with Ron Capps, who flat out told us he's been spending a lot of time with the Porcelain God.
But, you know, he looked very good in that first round matchup. Had a good reaction time, kept the thing right in the middle of the lane. But he's got to be nervous because they have lane choice. They've chosen that left-hand lane like we heard Ed McCullough say he was going to do. But 2 good cars in front of him, Tony Schumacher and Whit Bazemore, both smoked the tires at the hit of the throttle. He is up against Frank Pedregon. His crew chief, Brian Karate. They struggled with some clutch problems on Friday. Got those fixed yesterday and have made 2 very good runs. So this could be a good matchup right here.
Remember, Frankie went to the finals back at Indy. Tire smoke for Capps. And for Frank. But Pedregon is going to get to the stripe first. So number 2 in the points is now out of here. So an open door for John Force. Is he going to be able to march through it?
If I'm John Force and I'm Austin Coyle, I'm moving my car right over to the right-hand lane because I'll tell you, I mean, nobody, you know, last 3 cars in a row smoked the tires at the hit of the throttle. Ron Capps, same thing. It doesn't matter. When you smoke the tires that early in a run, even when you see a guy like Frank Pedregon drive it out of the groove into the middle and spin the tires at half track, you just cannot get that car reeled in enough to be able to drive around them most of the time. They have too much momentum, even though the car brakes at half track.
There's Austin Coyle watching the big screen, and we'll see what he ends up deciding to do. Now, track temperature is only 101 degrees. I mean, we've had that same track temperature yesterday. Take another look as Gary Scelzi still holds on to the points lead right now by 21 over Capps.
Just drives it right into tire smoke. Ron Capps, that is. And look at Frank Pedregon. Drove it right out of the groove towards the center. Started spinning the tires. Tried to backpedal, backfire the supercharger, but still had enough momentum to get the win.
All right, let's get more from Dave Reef.
You bet, just standing next to the water box. We'll wait for a quick burnout.
Here comes Tim Wilkerson.
Mike Dunn, you made the inference that if you were Austin Coyle, you would move your car immediately to the right lane. Let me tell you that Austin did debate it for almost a full 30 seconds until ultimately he ran out of time. So he was considering moving over to that right lane.
Now, one of the things that they can do, if they see the cars pretty much lined up in the same spot and smoking the tires, they can move the car over after the burnout, or even before the burnout, maybe like a half a tire to a tire width, either inside or outside where everybody else was leaving, and hope that the rubber is better at that point.
You noticed Austin, that we had a shot of him there. He was telling John, get more towards the tree. So he was directing him closer to the tree. Here's the situation. If John wins this round, he moves into second place in the championship. He would only be 4 points behind Gary Scelzi. If he loses, then this championship is still going with 2 races left, and everybody in the top 5 still having at least some kind of hope.
You know, the key here is if Austin moves him towards the center, then John's got to be very careful. Once that car launches, he's got to, you know, manhandle that thing back into the middle of the groove. You know, he'll have to drive her over to the left or wherever that groove is, make sure he stays in that good rubber so if it doesn't smoke tires at the starting line, he doesn't also want to spin down track.
A lot at stake right now.
And plus, he's got to cut a light. Drivers don't do nothing in these things. Right.
Whatever Austin did, it works. Force 483 to a 484. John was first off the line. They both took a chunk out of the starting line as far as staging. And it's 322 miles an hour. And guess what? John Force is second place in the points, right behind Gary Scelzi by 4.
This is a great job by Austin Coyle. Bernie Federle, also the guy that looks at the racetrack and usually will report back to Coyle on what they want to do. So between the two of them, they just made an excellent call to get that thing down the left-hand lane, get the win, and into the semifinals.
There's Robert's reaction. He goes, yes. And there's daughter Ashley. She's liking what she sees as well as our championship chase continues. Gary Scelzi, 4 ahead of John Force, 21 ahead of Ron Capps, 68 right now ahead of Robert Hight, 97 ahead of Eric Medlin. And Force is the last man standing today, the only one of the top 5 heading to the semifinals. So as he's taken off the helmet, let's go back and take a look at points through qualifying today. After Redding, Gary Scelzi led Robert Hight, John Force, Eric Medlin, and Ron Capps by a total of 82. And look at what it was after qualifying. It was Scelzi, Capps jumping all the way up to number 2 after qualifying yesterday. John Force, Robert Hight, and Eric Medlin, and there's now been another shift with second place. Let's go to the far end, Gary.
Tim Wilkerson comes over here to talk to John Force, says you slapped him.
You did a good job, man. Good job.
John, you're sitting there in that left, ready to go in the left lane, and you see other guys smoke the tires. How much does that concern you?
Well, I don't even think about it. Bernie's out there, he makes the call. Jimmy Prock, Medlin, Coyle, they make the call. We don't think about it. It's not my job. My job is try to leave on time and take that old Mustang A to B for Castrol, Ford, AAA, and Brand Source. And that's what we do. And, you know, bottom line is, little key there is a little Geritol there, followed up by a little Powerade.
The old fella's got to have a drink here for just a second. We take a quick little pause here. You have anything else to say?
Trust me, 50% of the world's young, the next generation, and 50% of the world is old and cute like me. So we're still in the game.
The philosophy of John Force. Thank you very much.
I'm impressed he got the percentages right. Let's get ready for Del Worsham and Phil Burkhardt. These guys have only met as teammates one other time earlier this year. That was back at Pomona. Phil won it. This time it's going to be Del taking the win light, 4.90 seconds. Del's wife Connie likes it, 315 miles an hour. And Mark Denner and Chris Cunningham and the crew will go back and try again next time.
Del Worsham also had lane choice, and he decided to take that left-hand lane, and it looked like he did the same thing as John. Probably stayed towards the center line, you know, towards the center of the lane off the starting line, but then when he drove it over to keep it in the middle of the groove, he got a little over, too far over towards the wall at the other end, but still gets the win.
And the win's important for Del because he moves ahead of Tony Pedregon into 8th place in the championship. And again, we're talking about year-end bonus money at stake. So John Force, you see, he has the lane choice there over Tony Bartone. So you've got everything set up. We'll be back with the factory hot rods. The crew already flying back to the pits to get the 75-minute turnaround started here at the O'Reilly Fall Nationals. To the Texas Motorplex. You're along on board with Jake Coughlin as he does the burnout here as we get ready for second round action in Pro Stock. And Jake will be over in the left lane. Originally it looked like he was going to select the right lane. He does have the choice over Kurt Johnson, but then at the last minute jumped over into the left lane.
The reason he has a lane choice is because Kurt Johnson in his first round win over Dave Conley got totally sideways when he just blew the tires off pretty much at the second shift. Luckily for him, Dave Conley red lighted, so he's in this round, but did not run the kind of number he needed to get lane choice, obviously.
Want to talk about the dismal season that Team Schumacher has had? I mean, you're talking about 2 Powerade championships with Jag, and he is 9th in the points, although if he wins this round, he would move ahead of his teammate into 8th. But look at this, 14 round wins each. Neither one of us would have expected that.
Yeah, we expected quite a few more than that.
I mean, we are talking about, we're in the 21st race of the year, folks. They've got 14 apiece. Here we go with Kurt in the right lane, Jag in the left. Oh, and Kurt gets totally crossed up. And Jag is going to his first semifinal since Seattle during the Western Swing. A 678 is not all that strong a performance. He's been running in the low 70s, but he does enough here to get the win.
Yeah, he got a little bit of a break here. Kurt Johnson, I mean, he's looking like a Top Fuel or funny car guy that's struggling because, I mean, he's not going down the racetrack. You see just spinning the tires big time when it launches, drives it over towards the wall. Right there, he knew it was done. I mean, that thing only went 106 and 60 feet. He was spotting Jag 600s in the first 60 feet. Plus, it made such a hard run to move to the wall. He knew it was pretty much done at that point, no matter what Jag Coughlin was running.
That's what it looked like riding on board, and the team says, yeah, okay, I like this. Let's go to the semifinals. And now we get ready for Ron Krischer, who in the points championship scenario could move into 6th place with a round win here over Erica Enders. And of course, Erica, after coming off the finals last time out at Chicago, trying to get back to her 2nd semifinal in a row. Talk about the manufacturers battle here. Pontiac has got 14 of the wins, 5 by Chevy, only 1 by the Dodges this year.
Both these cars have been running very good for the last couple of races. They matched up in Chicago last week. Ron was looking very good in qualifying, but then had some problems in eliminations, and Erica got the win. But right now, he's looking awfully good, but Erica's looking just as good right next to him.
Krischer, look out. He got awfully close to the center line, had to get out of it, got out of the groove, and Erica goes 6.74 seconds to take the win, and she's into her back-to-back semifinal.
She did a good job, had 0.35 of a second advantage off the starting line. Neither of them made really good runs for 60 feet, but watch left side of your screen. Ron Krischer, boy, when he's getting in 3rd, 4th gear right there, that thing really made a move towards the center. And at that point, he just had to get out of the throttle and watch Erica pull away for the win.
Team celebrates down on the starting line. They're starting to get used to this routine. 2 weeks in a row, and they go to the semifinals. And the fans salute them again as they head down to the far end of the racetrack. So Erica building a pro stock fan base throughout the course of the season. We get ready now. You're on board with Jason Line, the #2 qualifier, last year's Rookie of the Year round record. Gives you an idea of the difference. We showed you Team Schumacher. Jason has won 35 while losing 16 rounds. He'll be up against Alan Johnson. Alan will be over in the right lane.
Alan Johnson, usually one of the better leavers in the business. When he's on his game, he's as good as anybody out there. Jason Line, we've talked about it this year. He struggled a little bit on the lights, but last week with that win in Chicago, he looked very, very good.
Of course, Jason, that was his 4th win of the season. Red light for Alan. It's his first foul this year, and a 6.70 elapsed time is low for this round. 206 miles an hour for Jason.
Alan Johnson knew he had to push it because Jason Line's got the horsepower. He only missed it by 0.04 of a second, but it might as well be 4 seconds because once you go red, you're done. But Jason Line just went out there, did his thing, and now he's into the semifinals.
And that'll bring us to our final matchup as you see Jason pulling out at the far end of the racetrack. Jason will have lane choice over Jed Coughlin. Now you're on board with Jason's teammate, Greg Anderson, the defending Powerade champion. He'll be in the left lane. And if you were with us earlier, we told about the fact that in 04, this was the place where Greg was able to clinch the championship, but it's not going to happen this year here. Going to go at least until Las Vegas, depending on what happens there. And Greg's going to be up against Warren Johnson in this round, and there is his round record, 42-13. Nowhere near the record numbers that he set last year.
Rematch the 2nd round last week in Chicago. Everybody was betting on Greg Anderson. Even Erica mentioned the fact that she was probably going to race him before it happened. And then what happens? WJ goes out and lays one down and takes him out. So the moral here is never count out Warren Johnson. I mean, Greg Anderson's awfully tough, but even he knows, man, you cannot take the professor lightly.
These guys ran the 3rd and the 6th quickest runs in Pro Stock car history here this weekend so far. Gives you an idea of the performance at the top of the Pro Stock pack. Who's going in first? It'll be Greg. Advantage Warren. But Greg Greg says not this time, Professor. 6.69 seconds to a 6.75. And it is Greg Anderson going up against Erica Enders in the semifinals. And Greg will have the lane choice.
How about Warren Johnson? 0.17 reaction time. Problem was it just got too loose when he let the clutch out. Made a little bit of a move towards the wall, just like Kurt Johnson, his son, did. Not quite as bad. He was able to get it down through there, but he lost too much elapsed time from the excessive wheel spin at the launch. Greg Anderson on board. Not a whole lot wrong with that. He had good numbers all the way down the racetrack, just like he's had all weekend. Tops it off with that 6.69 at 2.06.
So here are the matchups in the semifinals. Greg, as we told you, has the lane choice over Erica Enders. And it'll be Jason Line, Greg's teammate, with the lane choice over Jag Coughlin. Let's go to the far end to Gary.
And we'll grab a quick word with Jason Line as Greg comes clawing out of here. Teammates setting the pace. You run the 70. Are you satisfied with that?
No, absolutely not. It wasn't a very good run, but Summit Pontiac, she ran pretty good, but there's definitely room for improvement.
And a 69 for Greg. What's your satisfaction meter showing?
Win light, baby. Win light versus the dub. He got me last week, and I got him back. Movie Summit, baby. Pontiac's to the final. I'm wore out, Gary. I'm just wore out.
He had an 0.17 light on you, too, and he had some work to do, but Greg Anderson got it done.
All right, we've got to take a commercial break. We'll let those guys catch their breath. They'll be ready by the time semifinals roll around, and so will we here at the Texas Motorplex. Ron Capps back in the pit area here at the O'Reilly Fall Nationals as we are getting ready now for semifinal action, and he will not be part of it. Let's talk a little bit while we've got a moment about what's going to be coming up in 2 weeks on Saturday during our qualifying broadcast. We'll have the Budweiser Shootout, and that's where the top 7 qualifiers have already been locked in. David Grubnick won the $100,000 Budweiser Shootout last year, but he's going to have to go in via the draw because he did not qualify in the top 7. In fact, let's show you the 7 that did make the field based on their qualifying points. You see it starts off with Tony Schumacher, Doug Coletta, Larry Dixon, Morgan Lucas, Brandon Bernstein, Corey Mack, and Scott Coletta. Who will the 8th be? Well, it will come from these 8. One lucky draw will get it, and you'll be able to do that. If you're going to be in the Hard Rock Cafe, noon to 7 with the Fan Fest, autograph sessions, and then at 7 o'clock is the draw, and one of those will fill out the field. Let's talk about when you'll see it. You'll have it all on ESPN2 and ESPN2 HD with the AC Delco Nationals Saturday, October 22nd at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. Then on Sunday, we'll kick it off with NHRA Today, presented by Lucas Oil at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, and 3 hours of final elimination Sunday night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. And again, it's on the exclusive home of NHRA Powerade Drag Racing, the ESPN2 and ESPN2 HD. Time now for the Essence of Brew. We put a wire on Ron Capps. That's before he went out.
Boy, you got some bling bling going there, don't you? Next, you're gonna have little small ones all over your teeth.
Yeah.
Like a true rapper.
We're going to talk about something that I haven't talked about, that we shouldn't talk about, that no one knows about, other than you and me and a couple other.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm down for that.
I don't know anything.
Let's just go ahead and put it on TV.
You got any confessions? Gary, what are you eating?
Gary, you eat chocolate cake again.
Hey, I'm not.
Look, see
I'm
now.
wired up.
Yeah, now that it's on TV.
Look at that. Show him your tummy. Let's see that tummy.
Show us your belly. What are you making? What is this?
Beef stroganoff.
Beef stroganoff.
Cake icing. Try it.
Cake icing.
Yeah.
I always want. Can I really do that? It's not, is it? Ah, you. Ooh, yuck. Could be right up our alley. See what I got to put up with.
Good stuff indeed. Very lighthearted, though, before the eliminations today. Very noxious feeling in his stomach this morning, and now the feeling, Ron, pretty obvious. Is it describable?
I don't know. I don't know if it's describable. Just the peaks and the valleys. Now the valleys are a lot deeper and the peaks are a lot higher. It hurts worse now, and it feels way better when a good things happens, like qualifying. So it's part of it. And the cool thing about the Brute guys is we're winning as a team, we're losing as a team, and everybody has the utmost confidence going to Vegas. it'll help sell some more tickets for Vegas and Pomona for the fans, and it's fun to be part of it right now, but it's nerve-wracking.
Computer shed any light to Ace?
Yeah, we just didn't back the initial clutch, primary, as they call it. We just didn't take enough off of it. It was obviously a good lane because Force 183 behind us. We just didn't get enough off of it. Ace didn't, and he's beside himself right now, but that's part of it. I mean, we're learning about this car, but Ace has run great in Vegas and Pomona. We feel good about going there. We just didn't make probably the move we wanted to, but it was a good weekend all in all.
The end result yet to be seen. We'll have to see how Force ends up today.
That's true. John Force still in the battle right now. Could take over the points lead and by as much as 36 if he can go and win the event. But let's project down to Las Vegas. What do you think's going to happen?
Boy, if I knew that, I'd go place a bet and win some money. It's funny cars has been so unpredictable this year. And you know, Ryan Capps, I think he's still, obviously he's down, but he's got to feel good about himself. I mean, they ran that 469. They're showing they have the horsepower. They're going to need that horsepower in the next 2 races, and I think that's another reason why they feel confident. You know, but you know, you can't count out any of those guys that are in the hunt because, you know, like what's happened all year. Anything can happen at any time.
Well, Robert Hight is 68 back. Eric Medlin right now 97, but that's provided that John Force doesn't keep marching on. If he continues to rack up points, those two will be toast by the time we're done today. We've got to take another commercial break. Stay with us. When we come back, it'll be time for Top Fuel, and it'll be Rod Fuller and Doug Herbert squaring off in the quarter mile.
When you turn the key, hundreds of parts start moving at once. Startup can be a killer on a...
Welcome back to the O'Reilly Fall Nationals here at the Texas Motorplex, where the fans are getting ready for semifinal action in Top Fuel and Funny Car. In fact, let's talk to one of the potential spoilers in Funny Car. He's with Dave Reef.
Frankie Pedregon, spoiler. He spoiled Ron Capps' day. Earlier, it was Phil Burkhardt who punched out Gary Scelzi. The other spoiler on the day, this man, Tony Bartone, has already taken out Robert Hight. Now he gets to race John Force and maybe be the ultimate spoiler in a race car that, well, haven't got down the racetrack yet.
Well, you know, it looks like we didn't get down the racetrack. In both of the first and the second lap today, we shut the car off early, trying to save the parts. You know, I think we got a good race day tune-up. We haven't shown our cards yet, and hopefully we'll run good here in this semifinal lap and take out the king over there for a change.
Spoiler with a ace of diamonds up his sleeve, perhaps?
Or maybe just a dagger that he wants to put through the heart of John's Funny Car Championship hopes. Top Fuel right now. You see Doug Herbert and Rod Fuller. They've completed the burnouts. Let's get you caught up and take you back to second round action when Melanie Troxel advanced to her first semifinal this season with Don Schumacher Racing as she took care of business over Larry Dixon. And then Doug Herbert making it to the semifinals here for the first time ever at Dallas. He punched out number 3 in the points, Doug Coletta. Take a look at our Top Fuel ladder presented by Lucas Oil, and we'll be Doug with the lane choice over Rod Fuller and Melanie with the lane choice over her teammate Tony Schumacher. You know, we talked about the fact that this is Doug's first ever semifinal. Remember, I mean, he's been coming here for like 14 years, and we showed you the blowover that he had back in '92. So this track hasn't been all that kind to him until today.
Yeah, he's looking awfully good today, and we mentioned lane choice. He's chosen that right-hand lane, the first fuel car to do that, because he didn't have lane choice in the previous round, but ran that 456. So obviously, his crew chief Wayne Dupuis feels very comfortable. As we look at Lee Beard, his driver Hot Rod Fuller there, they've been very good at getting this race car down. You know, marginal racetracks. I wouldn't say this track's marginal, but it is a little bit touchy out there in the middle of the racetrack.
Rod Fuller looking to go to his 4th final of the year. Going to be Doug Herbert. Whoa! He touched the wall after the finish line. We'll have to see if he's done any damage, and he's still having troubles with this car. So for Herbert, the last time he went to back-to-back finals was when he won at Topeka and Memphis in the fall of 1999. But can you figure out what happened to this race car?
Man, I don't know. I don't know if the steering wheel fell off or, you know, it was a situation where he was, you know, reaching over. You know, at first I thought he just reached over for the parachute and he looked over and it hit the wall. Then when it went and did it the second time, you almost got to think maybe the steering wheel was off that thing. And I tested in that car in Phoenix and had that happen as soon as I launched and the wheel came off it. But that's because we put an extension on there because my arms were too short because Doug's such a big guy. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out what happened. Something definitely went wrong with the steering, I think. And I don't know if it happened before he hit the wall the first time or maybe after it hit the wall the first time. Because that second hit should never happen for sure.
I mean, there it is. There's the first one. Let's take another look.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to see right in there. You know, he's obviously the car was steering fine right there as he's backpedaling the car, trying to get it to the other end. Now, right at this point, he's trying to reach over for the chute and couldn't really tell.
Let's go back on board with Rod Fuller. Boy, it didn't last long.
He spun the tires right at the hit of the throttle. Gave one little more quick little blip there, but Doug Herbert was long gone. Luckily for Doug Herbert, he hit the wall, like you said, Marty, after the finish line. Otherwise, it would have been automatic disqualification.
Let's find out what happened to Doug.
Did that steering wheel come off?
Yeah, about the third time I got on and off the gas, the steering wheel came off. And I hated to do it, but I had to keep after it because I wanted the wind light to come on. The car was still going pretty straight, so I wish I had my old Snap-on wrench. I could stick up there on the steering wheel. I would have drove it with that, but I didn't. Luckily, with I'll tell you what, Wayne Dupree and Wayne Dupuis, they got to say it right. I got yelled at by a fan the other day.
Congratulations.
I'll tell you what, we're looking good. Wayne Dupree and Jim Brissett, Hall of Famer, Redline Oil, Snap-on Tools, of course, Doug Herbert Performance, and Justice Brothers, and Clevite, everybody that helps us. Woo!
All right, you hit it once, you hit it twice, you win, and he said he's never had that happen before.
Well, and in a super slow-mo, we were really looking this time, and you could see it actually come off of the steering column, and that has got to be a frightening feeling.
I know how it feels because it did the same thing to me in the exact same car testing in Phoenix the Monday after the race.
All right, Melanie Troxel and Tony Schumacher. Dave Brief.
Talked to Alan Johnson about why the Army team smoked the tires in that last round, if it was a little bit too hopped up or if they just misjudged the track. Said the clutch was just a little too aggressive, wanted to come in a little too hard, squeeze the discs together, and that's what caused that problem.
All right, thanks for the update. Of course, Tony looking to go to his 5th final in a row. The Top Fuel record is 6th. Melanie's looking to go to her 2nd ever Top Fuel final. Her only other one was back here in 2000 at Dallas. You saw Melanie go up in tire smoke. Tony goes 4.55 seconds, 327 miles an hour. And I don't think you have to worry about team orders there because Schumacher is going to clinch this championship. I think they just stepped on it too quick or too hard.
Yeah, I mean, they don't even go. I mean, they don't have team orders with the funny cars when they're in the heat of the battle. So, I mean, definitely they're not going to have it here. It's just a situation. They're both going to go up there and race identical race cars. I think that left lane, Melanie had lane choice and did choose that left lane. But, boy, we've seen the last 2 rounds quite a bit of tire smoke off, right off the starting line in that left-hand lane. Right lane seems like if they get in trouble, it's a little bit farther down the track. Tony Schumacher didn't have any problems in that lane and gets into the final round.
So Tony going to his 10th final this year, 54th of his career, and he will have lane choice in the Top Fuel final. All right, let's talk a little bit about Funny Car. Take you back to round number 1 when, boy, it all broke apart for Eric Medlin. Tim Wilkerson took Eric out of the championship hunt. At least it looked like it was permanently over, although it is almost over for him. Then Robert Hyde had the same problem as he went down to a first-round defeat. And then Gary Scelzi was not able to get the job done as he was defeated on a red light. So then we go to round number 2, and Ron Capps smokes the tires, and that means John Force was the only one of the top 5 contenders left standing. And he did advance at the expense of Tim Wilkerson. So take a look at the matchups, and you'll see that you've got Del Worsham with the lane choice over Frank Pedregon, John Force with the lane choice over Tony Bartone. I was just looking at the points as the body comes down. That win for Doug Herbert moves him into 5th place in the championship for Top Fuel, ahead of Morgan Lucas now. So let's shift gears, get back into Funny Car action.
Del Worsham and Frank Pedregon. Del Worsham, former teammates here. Frankie's gone out on his own with his own car, and he's looked very good since that runner-up finish in Indy.
Rematch of the Indy final. And This time it's going to be Frankie. So Frank Pedregon is going to another final, his second since the U.S. Nationals, with a 5:03 to a tire smoke. And you see Chuck Worsham just shrug his shoulders and say, I don't know what happened.
I don't really understand why anybody's taking that left lane. As many cars as we've seen smoking tires in the last 2 rounds, initially off the starting line there. Frankie had some problems down track, but obviously not smoking the tires at the beginning. He had the momentum to just pull away from Dell, because Dell, look at that. I mean, that car, maybe went a car length before it started smoking the tires. He caught it pretty quick, but when you smoke the tires that soon and the other drivers down there lowering down the racetrack, you're not going to catch them.
Frank Pedregon's second final this year, as we pointed out, his 8th of his career. And who will he meet in the final? Obviously, Frankie not involved in the championship chase. Let's go talk to him. He's with Gary.
You're becoming a regular here in terms of the finals, Frankie. What's going on with this team, and what's been the turnaround here over the last 6 weeks?
Turnaround is the help from Toyo Tires, Redline. My crew chief, Brian Karate, who doesn't get a lot of credit, but he's a quiet assassin, we call him. He's really getting this car working good. Ken Vinny, every manufacturer, DeCellis, everybody that's been helping me, kind of helping, giving me that 30 to 40, 60-day payment deal has helped me, because we're doing this kind of out of our own pocket. But like I said, with everybody's help, Mopar especially, Dodge, Redline, they've been helping me get to these races, and hopefully we can keep them for next year and keep going. Hopefully we can win today.
See you in the finals.
All right, as we come back to the starting line, John Force, believe it or not, folks, with 9 first-round losses, could take the points lead with a win here. But let's go back to 1992.
This was a classic battle. John Force was leading the points coming out of Indy, but Cruz Pedregon was on the middle of a 5-way race swing right there, where he won 5 in a row, and John Force has got her all kinds of sideways, tagged the wall, as when both teams smoked the tires. Cruz Pedregon just legged it down there smoking the tires, drives around for the win, and eventually the 1992 championship.
So now we come to this moment. Austin Coyle has the bit between his teeth. They have been waiting for an opportunity. It has now been presented to them with 2 races to go after today. They can take the points lead right here. Tony Bartone stands in their way. You're looking at the new points leader. Not since Topeka has he won. He has 9 first-round losses, and yet John Force is the points leader as we head to the finals here at Dallas.
I mean, how about John Force, Austin Coyle, Bernie Federle, that whole team? I mean, they struggled in qualifying, only went down the racetrack 1 time. Now they even chose the left-hand lane. Nobody was going down that lane, and they just keep drilling them. That car is unbelievable, and it seems like, you know, anytime the chips are down, these guys can rise to the occasion.
Dave Reef?
Earlier today, John Force talked about a letter he got from his daughter, Ashley Force, who is right here. Why the letter, Ashley? Why today? It's working.
You know, the end of the season, everyone's getting stressed with the points, and the car's not running good or running good. So I've been a little snot-nosed to him lately, and I felt kind of bad. He doesn't deserve it. I think I hit my terrible twos at 22, so I felt bad, and I wanted to give him a little apology letter and pump him up for the race. And obviously it helped because he's going to the final.
He's also the point leader.
All right, and take a look as she walks on back to the pits. There's John with the lane choice in the final, 7th final this year, 187th of his stellar, storied career. We'll talk to John when we come back. We'll also have Pro Stock, the factory hot rods semifinals. Ray Harrison and Erica Enders. They'll go toe-to-toe.
Last season, millions of fans.
Back here at the O'Reilly Fall Nationals at the Texas Motorplex, and we've just seen John Force take over the points lead in funny car by 16 over Gary Scelzi. He could add another 20. It's basically driven a nail in the hopes of Eric Medlin. He's already 100 and plus back, about 115 total back, and not looking good. As we focus now on Pro Stock, Jason Line, Jag Coughlin coming to the starting line As, of course, Jason coming off his big win last week at Chicago. Looking to go back-to-back finals for the 3rd time this year. For Coughlin, he's been to 1 final this year. That was the spring race back at Chicago. He lost to the guy in the other lane, Jason Line.
And Jason's got to be feeling pretty good about his chances right now because he was driving very good last week, and he's coming into this semifinal looking pretty good too.
Jason has the lane choice, as you can see, as he has decided to go into the left lane. Greg Anderson, his teammate, will be up next alongside of Erica Enders.
Now, Jason knows Jeg Coughlin's one of the best in the business on the tree, so you know that could be playing in his mind. I mean, Jason's been doing a good job. He's just got to do the same thing he's been doing. You know, maybe if Jeg nails the tree, he's going to get you up 1 or 2 hundreds, but with the power that Jason has, he should be able to drive around him. He's got to remember that sometimes, but sometimes that's hard to do.
Big advantage, Coughlin. Will it be enough? The answer is no. Jason drives around him, 672 to a 678. The margin of victory, 93 ten-thousandths of a second at the stripe. Jeg did whatever he possibly could try, but just wasn't enough.
Well, and probably like Jason wanted to do. He wanted to cut a good light, but not push it too much to get the red light. He was a little bit late off the starting line. Jeg had 0.05 of a second advantage of it, and Jason was still able to drive around on the other end with that big horsepower, and obviously having a nice setup on that car.
Jason going to his 7th final this year, the 15th of his career. See, there's Jason just starting to edge away. As he drives around, there is the photo finish at the stripe as the win goes to Jason Line. On board now with Greg Anderson. He'll be over in the left lane. He's just seen what his teammate Jason Line has done. And Erica Enders in the Slammers Cobalt will be over in the right lane.
You know, and it's a situation where Erica is going to have to push the tree because she knows she's at a disadvantage horsepower-wise and setup-wise from Greg Anderson all weekend. You know, but you don't want to give it away. You don't want to get the red light because you never know what can happen. Because I always tell drivers that I'm talking to, I'd rather see you be late than red light, because if you red light, you're out of it right off the bat. Even if you're late, you still have you're still in the game in case the other driver breaks or something.
This one's probably over, folks. It was Greg first off the line, first to the stripe, although Erica did run a good solid 672 elapsed time, a 669, and she gave up 4 100ths at the starting line as well. So Greg gave her a little bit of a lesson on this one. I mean, he was not to be denied as he goes into another final, and 20 more points closer to clinching his championship.
Give him credit. I mean, he was ready. He nailed the tree. Great reaction time. Erica was a little bit late. Had a good light, not a bad light. And but you give Greg Anderson that much of a jump off the starting line. It's just from there you're just going to wave goodbye because he's going to be gone unless something happens.
Greg going to his 56th final round. It ties him for 4th on the all-time list in Pro Stock with Jim Yates. And there it is. The matchup will be the lane choice going to Greg Anderson over his teammate Jason Line. Let's go to the far end to Gary.
And we'll get a chance to talk to Greg in a moment. Jason is out of his car, of course. Now, you don't have lane advantage against the boss. Is that a big concern?
Yeah, I'm in trouble. I don't know if I should be here anyway, but the Summit GTO carried me today because my driving definitely did not. But I want to say hi to all the people at UGS. We got some of their employees here today with us, and it's a great day for all of us.
Indeed. I want to know, after the disappointment of last week, did you kind of really get your game face on early for this weekend?
I think I did. Obviously, it that gets to you, and there's no doubt about it. And you got to find a way to dig down and come back stronger. And it looks like this team did this weekend. My hat's off to all these guys on this team. I just can't say what they've done today. It's absolutely awesome. The car's just, I mean, it's crushing everybody. It's not me. It's Rob. It's Jeff. It's the entire crew. It's the engine shop. It's Summit. It's Pontiac. It's Mac Tools. It's Redline Oil. It's everybody. It's a team effort.
And when you consider what this team went through in the first couple of months of the season, that's an amazing turnaround.
All right, thanks, Gary. As we go to commercial break, and there is the Doug Herbert camp, but they're getting help from Morgan Lucas team, and they're doing an entire rear end change. This is going to be interesting. So we'll explain what's going to be going on. And Mike, do you see anything as we take a look?
Well, I mean, the rear end change, I mean, obviously had a problem when it hit the wall. So what they'll do is everybody on the team does their normal maintenance, and then they bring some guys over from Morgan Lucas that will change the rear end, and they'll have no problem getting that thing ready.
All right, so we'll keep you posted. We've got to take a commercial break. We've still got a lot more coming your way at the O'Reilly Fall. Back here at the Texas Motorplex, Doug Herbert overseeing the work that's going on in his pit after he brushed the wall when the steering wheel came off in the semifinals, getting help from Morgan Lucas's crew, and they're working on the car, getting ready for the final. We're getting ready for next weekend with ESPN closing out the 2005 IndyCar Series with the Toyota Indy 400. You'll see it Sunday, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. And there's a special live stream from inside Danica Patrick's car during the race. Both audio, video, in-car, the whole shebang. It's on ESPN 360. And a little bit earlier, Gary had a chance to catch up with John Force.
Good job, Austin.
John, you started this day talking about the love that you were feeling from everybody within your team, and it's certainly paying off. 83, 83, 83 every time down the track. How are you assessing the driver's role here today?
I just step on the gas and try to do the best I can. And all these kids here, you know, they got the best products, Fram Autolite, you know, the oil in this hot rod, all these signs here that you see. And we're really excited about it. McCall is giving us a good car, and Bernie and the guys are making the right call. And we're going to get a shot at another championship, possibly. There's a couple races to go, but we'll see. But I'm excited because I just got a lot of heart today. And like I said, my girl Ashley kind of did that to me along with the guys. And when you have love, you know, what really matters? You're going to lose a race? Big deal. Maybe you'll win a championship, maybe you won't. But if the world loves you, that goes on forever.
Maybe he wins a race for the first time since late May today.
That's right. It was back in Topeka the last time he
Where's all this
went
love
the distance. What's all the love? Let's check in with Dave Reeves.
Additional love down here in Doug Herbert's pit. That's Jim Dupuis, Wayne Dupuy's brother. You're getting help from this team everywhere. Really going through this car with a fine-tooth comb. What have we found so far, Wayne?
Yeah, well, you know, the back wheel hit the wall, so we didn't want to take a chance of a spindle being cracked, so we put a rear end in it. And intern pedaling it out there, the belt shredded and ripped all the wiring off the car. So I got my bro over here from Morgan Lucas Oil Team, and you know, they're pitching in. We're going to get this thing ready, you know, this Snap-on team stuff. And, you know, we let one get away from us last week with Alan Johnson, but we're going to go ahead and give him a run for his money this time.
Of course, when it comes to Jim Dupuis, remember that is a team, Morgan Lucas's team, that's in a bit of a flux right now. They don't know what their future is going to be. Did have a chance to talk with Jim Dupuis, who met with Doug Davenport last night. They've at least been introduced to each other, but in the coming week, they will decide what their exact future is going to be. Right now, their future is helping their brother Wayne and the Snap-on team try to take on Tony Schumacher in this Top Fuel final.
All right, thanks, Dave. And as you can see, the work progresses as we head towards commercial break. Stay with us when we come back. Who takes the Wallies? We'll tell you, we'll show you, and you'll be able to experience the ride here at Texas.
So what's it gonna be? You got a choice to make. If you really want it, you can go hard or go home. You can work real hard. Don't stop. Go hard or go home. It all you got. You got a choice to make. Do you really want it? You can go hard or go home. Watch me. You got a choice to make. So what's it gonna be?
This is our marathon station. We own it. We run it.
Welcome back here to the O'Reilly Fall Nationals. The fans lined up along the fence getting ready for the finals. And let's get ready for all that action. Oh, they're catching something. Let's get the Castrol startup of the day. We'll show you exactly who was the best in the reaction time department today. And in Pro Stock, it's going to go to Warren Johnson in round number 2. He was 0-17 on the light. Funny car, round 1 for John Force, and John Smith in Top Fuel in round 2 action. All right, time now to hand out the hardware. Who's it going to go to? Doug Herbert in a rematch from just a week ago. Tony Schumacher won that one. Who's going to get it this week? In Funny Car, Frank Pedregon looking to win as a car owner for the first time. John Force has done it quite a few times. And then Pro Stock, it's the teammates. Jason Line trying to go for 2 in a row at the expense of his teammate and boss, Greg Anderson. Anderson just looking to put 20 more points on the board towards clinching the championship next time out. Here's Greg's road to the final.
Tell you, Greg Anderson, I mean, what can you say about him? I mean, he's been tough, but he would have, you know, he's not going to clinch the championship this weekend. He would have had he not struggled so bad in the beginning of the season, because he struggled big time, but boy, does he come on strong lately.
Well, if he wins this one, it'd be his 4th win in the last 5 events, and only Jason has kept that from being a clean sweep. Line looking to win back-to-back races for the 2nd time this year. It's the 8th final between Jason and Greg. Shows you how strong this Summit Racing team has been. Earlier this year, Greg beat Jason at the Atlanta final. I can't believe they're not going to do a staging duel between the two of them.
Why not?
Well, I guess we're going to give Summit some extra airtime here. I think this may be the plan, folks.
We're heavy, Marty.
Rick's got the stool out.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Jason, he's been struggling on the lights a little bit today. Had a great rash time in the 1st round, but the last 2 rounds haven't been all that great. And Greg Anderson's been nailing the tree pretty good.
Can you tell there's no pressure on Anderson to win this championship? Well, we're approaching a minute. There's Ken Black, the team owner. wonder if he knew this was going to go. Past a minute, still counting. Still going. I sound like the Energizer Bunny commercial. Oh, and Ken Black says, "Let's go, boys." Great show. And the advantage goes to Anderson. And the win goes to Greg. 6.69 seconds, 2:06. They both go 206 miles an hour. So for Greg, he picks up his 8th win this year, the 39th of his career. Dave Reef?
Down with Ken Black, and I guess that is what being a car owner is all about. Get those boys in there.
Yeah, I had a feeling they were going to play some games. I didn't think they'd do it because they've never done it before, but you know, that's, time is money. I need to get to the airport, so we had to get this show on the road.
Fly safe.
That's a great answer. I got to get to the airport, so get the cars staged and go.
And you know, as soon as the boss said to move in, they pulled in.
Did you notice it was Jason bolting in? All right, there's Greg at the far end of the racetrack, climbing out from behind the wheel of the GTO.
Greg.
And let's go to Gary.
Okay, do we wait? The formality. Do we wait a minute and 20 seconds now before we can talk, or are you able to go do this right now?
I don't know if I can stand. My left leg is done. I don't think he wanted to stage. I think he don't like me. That was fun. That was a blast. I just can't say enough about this team.
How good is it when you can have that kind of fun and be that relaxed in a championship battle?
I just can't imagine it could get any better, Gary. That was a blast. Good job, dude. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Ken Black. It's all because of you, buddy. Honey, kids, I'll be home tomorrow. Love you.
All right. The fun is over, at least for another week.
Well, there's no fun back at the starting line. Frank Pedregon has been shut off at the line, and he is climbing out. So John Force is going to get a solo here, and you talk about a gift. Force is going to win the race. What's going on, Dave Reef?
Well, as we try to help Frankie Pedregon getting out of his Hans device, I can tell you that the team did have a problem with the fuel pump in the warm-up. They had an O-ring problem, and it started to leak. That was a problem they were barely able to fix, get up here on time, but I can guarantee that this is something that Frankie Pedregon not going to be happy about. Frankie, any indication of why they had to shut you off?
Yeah, we were having a fuel leak earlier. We were thrashing around. I got to hand my team a lot of credit. Toyo, John Force. You know, final round you want to win it, but we're out here doing the best we can. So next week, couple weeks.
I guarantee you there's 4 other people in this championship chase did not want to see this.
No, not at all. Ashley Force is enjoying it, though. John is going to get a walkover for his 5th win of the year, but not since Memorial Day has he won a race. And with this one, he's going to take a 36-point lead to Las Vegas. Well, he didn't walk it on through. He goes 4.79 seconds at 3:24. That's the quickest he's gone all day long. So he saves the best till last, gives the fans a show, blows off a chute at the far end in the process. And Austin Coyle is breathing a little easier because they're closing in on another potential championship. This was a very big day. 36 points over Gary Scelzi, 57 over Ron Capps, and it then drops to 104 to Robert Hight and 133 to Eric.
I'll tell you, give them credit. John Force ran that thing all the way to the other end. He didn't have to do that. Obviously, they wanted to show that they had the car to beat today. That 479 in the final was a great pass.
And there's John at the far end of the racetrack, win number 119. And just in case you missed it, there are the points. You basically can write off numbers 4 and 5. There's only 8 rounds left. It's a 3-man battle. Let's go to Dave Reef.
A bittersweet moment, no doubt, for Robert Hight. Your boss wins, retakes the points lead. You were out early.
At least there's a Ford in the lead right now. Now we need to not screw this deal up, you know. Hopefully John can keep marching, and, you know, there's even a shot for us, but it's looking more like the races for second and third. You know, Scelzi and Capps are right in there, but we're a ways back. But we're not going to give up. We're going to try here. We're going to test tomorrow and see what we can do.
Try to get back into this thing. Down to the far end with Gary Gerould and the new points leader.
John Force, you start this day more than 40 points out of the lead. You end the day 36 points up. How good does that make you and your team feel?
Well, I feel great for this team, for all of us, because we've struggled. And the championship was starting to look a little edgy. And I always say it ain't over till I say it's over, but I started to say, wow, this is going to really get serious here. And we got real serious. That's the bottom line. But, you know, I never loved to, you know, to win in a situation like that. But yet, I love to win, and that's what it takes to get a championship. I'm sorry for Frank. He's come a long ways. He's done very well. But Castrol, Ford, AAA, Mac Tool, AAA at Texas, right here with us. We're excited for Austin Coyle. His wife Lisa's going to be happy. My kids are going to be happy. But, you know, I've been raving. Last week I raved. I got in trouble for yelling and screaming. This week I'm talking a little bit about God and just being, and you know why. We talked that earlier, but in the real picture, it really is about life. And yeah, I want to win as bad as the next guy. But maybe someday you got to just sit down and not get up on the tire and say, I love my opponents, Ron Capps and Gary Scelzi, Robert Hight and Eric Medlin. We'll all hit next week at Vegas in a couple of weeks. And they still don't know who the boss is. And no, I don't mean that sarcastically. I just mean by Pomona, we'll know who the champ is. And if I'm not, then I'll sure in the hell say to the guys, God bless the ones that did it, because trust me, I don't care what you say, God's the one that did it. It's all destiny. Thank you.
Congratulations, John.
All right, let's go back to the starting line. Doug Herbert has his road to the final today, trying to pick up his first win this year, 9th of his career. Tony Schumacher, of course, a week ago beat Doug in the final for his 6th win this year, so he's looking for number 7.
Tony Schumacher with lane choice has chosen that right-hand lane. Saw John Force, he liked the left-hand lane, and it really looks like if you can get off the starting line in the left lane, it may even be a little bit better in the middle of the racetrack, but both lanes I think are pretty even right now.
Win light easily to Tony Schumacher, 452, and you saw Doug actually roll through the light, taking the top bulb out. And so now Tony adds another 20 points to his championship quest. He'll be able to clinch 2 weeks from now in Las Vegas. And there is Alan Johnson, as they have gone 3 in a row now. Remember that last 5-race stretch last year when he sealed the deal? He won 3 of 5. He's won the first 3 of the last 5.
They didn't dominate like they did last week. They got one lucky round when they smoked the tires in the second round, got a little bit of a break, and that's all they needed. You give them a little bit of rope, and they're gonna pull away, and that's exactly what they did. Nice job by Tony Schumacher and the rest of the team.
Dave Reef.
Alan Johnson, how do you feel about this win? It wasn't a dominating win that you provided. It was a team win.
Well, certainly, and that's every win is a team win. It may not look like it out there, but there's a lot that goes back and that happened at that trailer and between races and at the shop. So it's always been team wins. And today, Tony did his job, crew did their job, I did my job, and got the win.
Are you aware of the points? You basically have to show up.
Yeah, you know, I know, but you know, you still want to win the races. That's the whole thing. You know, we're here to win races, and we're going to go there and try and win the rest of the races.
And they got 2 more tries. Gary Gerould.
Doug Herbert adds his congratulations to Tony Schumacher. Last year, it was a great late season run that clinched a championship. Do you feel like it's over at this point?
Well, the run's not. Man, we got 2 races to go.
everyone kept saying, hey, man, all you got to do is this and that. And I thought, you know, we got 3 races to go. Alan Johnson, this Army team, we don't just go for the couple of rounds we need. We're going to try to win these races. And to the United States Army, all the shoulders, man, just back to my rack. Some of them are just leaving again. This is what it's all about, man. Sending a little bit of love back overseas where these guys need it. You know, it's tough what they do. It's tough to win these races, too, but it's all part of the U.S. Army team, man. For the United States Army, Matco Tools, Gates Belts, O'Reilly's, man, these guys are outstanding. Been a lot of races here, and that was a big one to win. Winning it last year was just unbelievable coming near the end of the racing. But for my wife at home, Kara, my beautiful sons up in Door County, Wisconsin, my beautiful new daughter, Jacqueline, we love you guys.
All right.
So as you take a look at the points, Tony now has 28 wins. It ties him with Corey Mack for 5th on the all-time Top Fuel win list. Think about this. Our 3 winners today, Greg Anderson, John Force, Tony Schumacher. Between them, they have 186 national event wins. Dave Reef?
No doubt, Wayne Dupuis, you wanted that one. You want everyone. As they continue to elude you, does it get harder?
Yeah, it's getting harder. Excuse me. You know, we had a good car, and I mean, God, he's just awesome. You know, 52 on that racetrack. Doug went in deep. He turned the top light out, but you know, we'll get it. I think we got a top 3 car right now, and I think we moved into 5th in points, if I'm not mistaken. And you know, the Snap-on team, I mean, we're doing it. We're going to be good next year, and we're going to get some wins. And I just need to get that monkey off my back and get that one, and I think the ball will start rolling. We got a good running car right now. We have nothing to hold our heads down about. Thanks, Snap-on, Doug Herbert, Performance Parts, Redline Oil, and all our other supporters.
These guys going to be tough in 2006.
Well, he's right about one thing. He has absolutely nothing to hang his head about. And yes, they are 5th in the points. We've got to wrap things up. Stay with us. We'll come back and close it out here from the Texas Motorplex. Don't go away.
Today's Speed World presentation of the O'Reilly NHRA Fall National brought to you by Powerade. Sport is what you make it. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts at better prices every day. And Wendy's. Don't compromise. Personalize. Do a Wendy's hamburger. Do what tastes right.
And you ride along with Greg Anderson on his way to another victory here at the O'Reilly Fall Nationals. Let's talk about 2 weeks from now. The AC Delco Nationals will be in Las Vegas. Budweiser Shootout and qualifying on Saturday, 10 Eastern on the 22nd. Then NHRA Today, Sunday morning. Final eliminations, 3 hours worth, Sunday night at 8 Eastern. Let's put a period on Top Fuel. Talk to our runner-up. He's with Gary.
Doug, you and your team worked so hard to get to this point, and then there's the disappointment of not getting the win. How tough is that to swallow?
It's a little bit tough, but you know, the reality of it is we ran good. We were #1 qualifier. We had the fastest car here this weekend. It would have been nice to win the race, that's for sure. I'll tell you what, those guys are tough right now. Nothing wrong with the U.S. Army, but Snap-on Tools car, we're going to get there. We're that close.
And I know that you moved up to 5th in points, and wasn't that one of the goals of this team this season?
That was, yeah. When Wayne came on, we were 9th in points. We've moved up to 5th, so we're definitely going the right direction. We're happy with where we are right now.
See you in Las Vegas.
Right on, we'll be there.
And at the other end of the racetrack, Dave Reef is with Don Schumacher.
Pretty happy day on Top Fuel, but let's focus on Funny Car. In that regard, it wasn't the day that Don Schumacher, Ron Capps, Gary Scelzi needed. So what are the emotions?
Well, it was a tough day on the Funny Car side, but this U.S. Army team is really doing a job down here. We're just going to, you know, go to Las Vegas, keep our head down, work our tails off on both sides, both the Funny Car side and the Top Fuel side. We haven't got this thing locked up over here, and we certainly haven't lost it over there. We just got to work real, real hard at it.
You have to win at least one of those races, you got to figure.
Well, I mean, it was really, really tough on Gary today. And Gary's a great driver, multi-time world champion. We're out here fighting for his life and the life of that team out here, so we'll get her done.
That's going to do it for us. For Mike Dunn, Dave Reef, Garrett Gerald, I'm Marty Reed. NHRA Today next Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. We'll see you 2 weeks from Las Vegas. Good night, everybody.